Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush, and here we are. We are the New York Jets, and we are arguably one of the worst teams in the National Football League. We are losing. We are regressing. We are rudderless. We have no direction. We have no leadership. And we're making no changes just to further exemplify that we have no ownership. Joe, welcome to Let's Talk Jets. I am so excited to talk about this horrendous football team.
Adam Gase should be fired. He is a garbage-ass head coach. He is a garbage-ass offensive coordinator, and he is doing everything that he can do to ruin Sam Darnold, who is supposed to be our franchise quarterback. Chris Johnson is a garbage-ass owner that is clueless, that has no clue at all of how to run a franchise whatsoever. We are in big trouble. This is complete nonsense, and this is all a bunch of ridiculousness. Absolute ridiculousness. Listen, I am here for the people. Let me speak to the people. Everyone, please, let me shamelessly promote our Facebook page. Go to Facebook, search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Like that page. Our content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message us. We'll message you right back. We love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, send us some feedback. We love hearing about what you folks think we do here on Let's Talk Jets Radio. So without further ado, Ty, let's go ahead and get into the show, man. I am fired up.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up, too. Before we get started, I want to give a shout-out to my boy Corey Anderson. Unlike the Jets, unlike the New York Jets, Corey Anderson faced a significant challenge where they put him against a hype train, all this stuff, and he knocked that hype train out in the first round. First round, just whooped the dude's ass. So shout-out to Corey Anderson. That was impressive, dude. Mm-hmm. And obviously, we're on Instagram and Twitter at Talk Jets Radio. And most importantly, we're on YouTube. And apparently, Joe, we have a video on our YouTube channel that's trending a little bit right now. It's showing some interest, but unfortunately, there's some language on it that's not for the people. So I'm not sure what happened, but it's attracted some interest. So go on our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Jets Radio, and enjoy all the stuff on there. Sound stuff. Just please subscribe. Like Joe said, give us feedback. We try our best to get back to all the comments. The last week's been pretty crazy. I mean, we're pretty much overwhelmed at this point by all the interactions. So we do our best to get back to everybody. And Joe, here we are. We are here, and you said it, I've said it, and it's easy to say fire Adam Gase, but this is on ownership now. This is the incompetence of ownership, the new culture they're trying to inflict. There's no new culture. The culture is losing. It's a losing mindset, and there's no accountability at all, and it goes from the players all the way up. Now, I'll give you a quick recap, because I'm completely fed up. The players. First of all, next to nobody's improving on this team. From week one to week now, nobody's really improving. You want to give me Kyle Phillips and Fotokoski? Great. The most important player of the team, Sam Darnold, not improving. The sad thing is, nobody's getting benched. The only time somebody gets benched is when they get hurt. Problem one.
Yep.
Problem two, the coaches aren't being held accountable. The offensive line is to the point now where it's just downright offensive. It's offensive to watch. It's a liability, and it's criminal. Why the offensive line coach still has his job, I have no idea, because you know why? He's content. Adam Gase is content. There's no accountability. So now let's go down the path, Joe. Players are not being held accountable. The coaches aren't being held accountable. General manager, he's in the same boat too, because he's mismanaged how many things now? So he's not being held accountable. That's three levels. And last but not least, the ownership. The ownership is watching this team melt down, self-destruct, and ruin the only friggin' franchise quarterback we've had in 30 years, and they're okay with it. They're saying, you know what? We got to stick with our guy. We got to watch it. This team is a dumpster fire. This is worse than the Kotite years. And, Joe, from players to coaches to general manager, owner, they're all okay with it. They're content with losing. They're content with going in the wrong direction. They're content with just milking the fans out of all their money and giving us a lousy product. Top to bottom, this organization is just a dumpster.
Yeah, and it's just par for the course. I mean, really, do you expect anything different when you talk about ownership, how clueless they look? Chris Johnson has been clueless since this whole thing first started. Do you remember this was the same guy that knew that he wanted to get rid of Mike McCagney. He had to wait to do a deep dive to figure out what was going on, to then fire him after allowing him to hire a head coach, to go through free agency, and then to have an entire draft. This is the same guy that allowed that to happen. He also then turned around and allowed the same guy that blew up a team over there in Miami to come in here and have all the power to help him fire Mike McCagney and put him in charge and give him more power. That's the type of clueless nonsense we're talking about. So our ownership is trash. Chris Johnson is completely horrible. If he had any type of brain, he would fire Adam Gase, but he won't because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's been clear as day since he's been put in charge, and we've seen that. But when you look at Adam Gase, man, let me tell you something. I warned everybody. I warned you folks from the day one about this guy because I watched him. I saw him in Miami. I knew who this guy was, and I knew what he was all about. But I sit here and I watch him now, and I'm wondering, is this Adam Gase or Todd Bowles? Because he does a lot of the same stuff that we fired Todd Bowles for. And I don't understand why exactly he's being allowed to do these things. What were some of the issues that we had with Todd Bowles? His clock management. We used to say, God, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, you look at Adam Gase's clock management yesterday in the game. This dude, in the final 6 minutes of the game, let 3.5 minutes go because he didn't call a timeout at all. Just let it continue to wind on down. We were only down 9 points. He just continued to let it wind on down, just quit on the team. Didn't call a timeout until the Dolphins were in victory mode. What kind of nonsense is that? That is horrible clock management. This guy has no clue of what he's doing. Then there's sloppy play on the field. Same stuff with Todd Bowles. We used to bang on Todd Bowles all the time because the team was penalized. We were heavily penalized in this one, too. I think we had like 10 penalties for 105 yards. And there was a ton of big penalties throughout the game. Again, nobody being held accountable, no issues. He also doesn't understand how to use personnel on the roster. We used to hit Todd Bowles for that as well. We used to say, what are you doing with certain guys? Why aren't you getting certain guys involved? Adam Gase literally has no clue of how to use Le'Veon Bell. There's no clue. And we've seen that. We've seen it over and over again. You're telling me you're down. You're within the 5-yard line. You're almost on the goal line, and you're not going to give the ball to Le'Veon Bell at all? But you're going to give it to him on 3rd and long consistently? What type of clown are you, dude? This is one of the most explosive offensive weapons in the NFL today. Period. This is one of the best backs of our era. And you have no clue. You seem to be the only person in the NFL that is an offensive guru, that is an offensive genius, that does not know how to use Le'Veon Bell, that doesn't know how to implement his skill set within your system. You seem to be the only one that does not understand that. It's mind-boggling, but the biggest point, the main reason why I think he needs to be gone, put this guy in a cannon, shoot his ass to the sun, and let's move on, is because he is getting Sam Darnold killed on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, we are seeing Sam regress. We are seeing Sam out there happy feet. He is scared out of his mind. He is being hit at a rate that, I don't think I've ever seen Sam get hit this much, and as hard as he is getting hit. Guys are coming off the edge free all the time, teeing off on Sam Darnold, left and right. Left and right, he is taking shots all the time. His mechanics are regressing. He is stepping out of throws. He's throwing off his back foot. He is terrified. He is terrified of standing in the pocket. And he is a in-the-pocket QB. There's no design to help this guy. No rollouts, no nothing. No quick slants, no nothing. No adjustment to blitzing, no nothing. This is a Dolphins team that's completely depleted on defense. Tyson, they are trying to lose. They are trying to lose. And we could not scheme up anything offensively to keep Sam upright and protected. He was getting banged around all day. This is not the Vikings. This is not the Rams. This is not some great team.
It gets better, though.
This is a bum-ass football team that doesn't understand and is trying to lose here. And we can't keep Sam protected against these guys? It's unreal.
But it gets better. It gets better. The genius, the boy wonder head coach that has this owner baffled and blindfolded at some point, they asked him after the game. They asked him.
Oh, yeah.
Adam.
Oh, yeah.
The Dolphins had a three-man pass rush. Three freaking guys. How did they get in clean? Well, I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to look at the tape. Okay. So the following day, They asked him again after he watched the tape, probably took a deep dive. I wish he'd take a deep dive and not come back up. But he looks next day, he's like, yeah, I'm not really sure. Wait a minute. You don't know the players don't know, and you don't know? Who in the hell knows? So they say, okay, Adam, what happened with the safety where the ball got snapped, Mark Sanchez style, right past Sam Darnold's head? That was the same thing Mark Sanchez did. That was the same thing Geno Smith did. And now we have Sam Darnold doing it. Can you tell us what happened on the snap? Yeah, I'm not really sure. The communication, something broke down. The next day they asked him the same thing. He's like, yeah, there was some communication things. Dude, you don't even know what the problems are. Instead of sitting on the goddamn bleacher studying your playbook, that's obviously, like, dude, I think he's studying there to try to fool people because he only has 5 plays. That's all he uses. So what is he sitting there studying? Like, dude, he doesn't know what's going on.
You know what's crazy?
And there's no changes.
You know what's crazy?
There's no changes.
You know what's crazy? Is that picture, and it's great that you brought that up when he was sitting there on that bleacher. Anybody go back to that game, they panned to a shot of him sitting by him. He was completely by himself. There was no one over there. Nobody. No players.
He couldn't
no
figure out
coaches
his own
next to him. He couldn't. You're sitting here telling me that you are watching your team out there struggling, and you're not huddling up with everybody saying, hey, look, we got to figure this out. We got to do this. You're not pulling any of your other coaches over and saying, hey, what do you guys see out there? Is there anything we can do differently? This is something that I talked about. I think we talked about this a couple of shows ago when you were like, man, do you think that maybe he goes to other offensive coaches and maybe talks to them? No. Because I know Adam Gase doesn't do that. He's got Jim Bob. He's not talking to him either. Look at the shot, Ty. He's sitting by himself.
Dude, I saw it.
He's not talking to anybody. You got other offensive minds on that staff that you can go to and try to say, hey, what is going on out here? What can we change? What can we make happen? He's not doing any of that. And that's why he's sitting by himself.
3 freaking guys. 3. Dude,
he's an idiot.
I'm dumb. Dude, I drink beer and watch football. That's all I do. And I know that if I have 3 pass rushers and I have 5, maybe 6 offensive linemen, this shouldn't be that difficult. But, Joe, the most telling thing, if Chris Johnson would get his head out of his ass, the most telling thing out of this entire goddamn game is the end of the fourth quarter, Sam Darnold on the sideline by himself walking around like a broken man. He looked lifeless. He looked demoralized. And guess what? Nobody's sitting next to him. Nobody's talking to him. No offensive coordinator, no coach, no Adam Gase. You have your franchise quarterback that is dazed and confused, and nobody's there even giving him, hey, man, give him a smack on the ass, talk to him, get in his head. Listen, we're going to bounce back. They left him on an island by himself like Adam Gase, like, hey, man, I got my own problems. You have problems? I got problems. How does Chris Johnson, this billionaire bozo, look at this team and say, hey, you know what? This is cool. Let's do 8 more games of this. Like, this is fine, man. This is pretty cool. Like, you know what? This is a bump in the road. This bump in the road's been the whole goddamn season. Like, it's getting worse. Joe, this is worse than the Kotite days. This is epically bad. They're getting blown out by teams. You talked about it. The Dolphins, they're down to their 4th-string running back. They had no middle linebackers. Their best corner was on IR. All they had was Fitzpatrick and receivers, and the Jets' defense was so obvious. They put James Burgess from the practice squad, man-to-man on the tight end, and they couldn't stop it. And they kept doing it. Ryan Fitzpatrick was laughing. He was laughing at the defense. Jamal Adams didn't do anything. Nobody did anything. Terrible. There is no level of acceptable, and the sad part about all this is there is no accountability. This team is accepting losing, and Joe, I told you this when they started Luke Falk. I told you that entire time, and all everybody kept saying was, oh, it's a backup quarterback. No, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's the culture that you accepted. You accepted losing, and you accepted excuses. And guess what? Now you're losing, and you have too many excuses. It's unacceptable. There's nothing cool about this. This owner has this whole... Dude, gross.
Yeah,
gross.
Dude, I got the same... I have the same question. The same question that I had when I wanted Todd Bowles fired is the same question I have for those that, think that Adam Gase shouldn't be fired. What does Adam Gase do well? What does he do so well that you want to keep him around?
Who's gotten better this year? Name 53 players. Give me 5.
No. Because I know you're going to talk about guys like Ty Montgomery, who's stuck in Lala. I don't know where that guy is. You want to talk about guys being mishandled? Man, but let me go back to Sam for a second. You talked about that snap going over his head, dude. Did you see how he didn't even try to go after it? He didn't want to have nothing to do with getting physical.
He gave up, dude. He was so overwhelmed. He gave up. He gave up.
Dude,
he's like, I
don't want to take another shot. I don't want to get hit going back there for that. I am good. I'm good.
Dude, that was Geno Smith stuff. We saw that with Geno Smith. We saw it with Geno.
Yeah. And the quarterback whisperer, the quarterback guru, like you said, you got Sam sitting down there on the sideline by himself. You're not going to go up and talk to him. You're not going to bring him over and say, all right, look, that drive. No, just keep on. Just you stay over there. I'll stay over here. We'll just figure it out. You got to be kidding me, man.
How does ownership watch this?
Horrid.
They're lifeless week in and week out. They're obviously unprepared. And here's the one thing. Like, in when the whole Todd Bowles thing, people are like, well, he's playing hard. Or with Rex Ryan, well, they're competitive, this and that. This is undisputable. You cannot dispute this. They are not competitive. They are not prepared.
Nope.
They're not even trying half the time. They're completely underachieving. And stop giving me these goddamn excuses about injuries. Because every friggin' team in the NFL has injuries, and guess what? It's called adversity. You overcome adversity and you play well. You don't quit. Dude, the Dolphins, if they weren't injured, they were benching guys because they didn't want to win the friggin' game. But you gave Ryan Fitzpatrick such an easy way to do it, and then our offense was so inept. We're like, listen, we're only going to blitz 3 guys, or we're only going to rush 3 guys. We'll see what happens, and they're getting through. How does ownership watch this and say this is okay? It's Joe. And the thing is, there are people that, in the NFL, it's not politically correct to fire a coach in season. Most people frown upon it. People that are in most situations, people like Damian Woody or Boomer Esiason or very reputable people say, listen, you got to ride the season out. This you got to just do the right thing for the organization and for the quarterback. All of those people, every goddamn person is saying the same thing. He must be fired immediately. So if the entire football landscape is saying it, the fans are saying it, experts are saying it, the media is saying it, what in the living hell is Chris Johnson doing? Does he not hear it? What is he doing? Is he working on the baby lotion? Is he working on a toilet? What is it? The toilet paper? Maybe he's working on that. Maybe the toilet paper's in his ears. Maybe it's covering his eyes.
Listen,
maybe he's sniffing the powder. Maybe that's the problem. Sniffing the powder.
He might be. Listen, this is what, again,
I don't care.
He needs to go. Neither do I. He needs to go.
Joe,
let me tell you why, again.
Dude, after our YouTube channel, our credentials are long gone. You kiss those things goodbye. Goodbye, sideline pass. That's long gone now.
You can sit here and talk about, there's some people saying, hey, well, just let him finish the season. What people don't understand is if you keep letting Gaze go out there and let Sam get hit, not protect Sam, not make sure Sam is put in a position to make plays, there are irreversible things that could be done to Sam Darnold this year dealing with Adam Gaze. You keep letting Sam get banged around, you keep letting him take big shots, that might be stapled into his DNA to where he'll start getting skittish in the pocket. He'll literally be seeing ghosts for the rest of his career, whether it be Halloween or not. He'll see him any time that he's behind an offensive line. You'll see pass rushers that aren't there. We'll see poor mechanics break down because he'll feel those rushes. He can have that stuff for the rest of his career if we continue to let Adam Gase stay here and draw up these garbage-ass game plans that he's been drawing up to not keep Sam protected. We're not even going to talk about the injuries that can come because let me tell you something. When that dude came off the end free and smacked Darnold, he didn't even see that. God. I thought that Sam wasn't going to get up. I really thought that Sam was not going to get up. You saw it, the way he rocked him.
I thought he was dead.
He never even saw that, dude. This dude is still dealing with the effects of mono. He's out here taking shots like this. What do y'all think is going to happen? He's not Superman. Dude, he's going to get broken in half. We got better teams. We got other teams coming up that got guys that aren't the Dolphins. They got guys that salivating. They can't wait. They see Sam taking shots like this.
Do you hear what you said? Do you hear the words you just said? We just got our asses kicked by one of the worst teams in football. We're worried about better teams? We're worried about better teams?
Listen.
We can't even beat the worst teams. Give me a break.
And the
clown show.
The worst, not only are they the worst team, though, Tyson, they're trying to be the worst team, and they still beat us. It's not even like they're lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember how the Browns used to be, where it was like just the blind leading the blind over there? They didn't know what the hell they were doing for years. They are trying to lose, Tyson. They are trying. They got guys benched. They put guys on IR that are supposedly healthy. They're trading away talent. They traded away Fitzpatrick to the Steelers. They're getting rid of guys. If you are a winner, they want your ass up out of there because they're trying to get the first pick, and they still spanked us. Still. They're still able to get pressure on Sam. Still. It's crazy, man. If you do not get Gaze out of here, I'm telling you, he's going to ruin Sam Darnold. He's going to ruin what he's supposed to be here for us. And we have been praying for years for a franchise quarterback. I remember you were talking about it, Ty. You would give your soul at one point for a franchise quarterback. Yep. This is before we got Darnold. There were people calling in saying the exact same thing. We finally got one, and Adam Gase is going to break his ass in half and fracture him if we don't get this guy out of here. He is going to get Sam killed, dude. We got to get rid of this dude before he does something to Sam that cannot be changed.
You know, and the thing is, and like I've heard when we were trying to fire Todd Bowles, which we were correct about, never got credit for, we were correct about. We heard every excuse in the book. Well, you needed continuity, you needed this, and the one big thing was there wasn't a coach on his staff to take his place. Guess what? There's 3 guys on this staff that could take Adam Gase. If you fire Adam Gase right now, there's 3 guys on the staff that could take his job with no problem. You have former head coaches on the goddamn staff. Like it's an easy transition to save your team, to save whatever little culture you have left, to show your players that you mean business, that losing is not okay, to completely be unprepared is not okay. Like as ownership, it's impossible to look at this and say, listen, the players aren't getting better. There's no leadership. There's no direction. They're unprepared. And the most important players are either getting hurt in practice, which the Jets have to lead the league in injuries in practice. They had 26 guys on the injury report, which is insane. Like, Joe, there are so many goddamn red flags. It's like a parade. Like, how does Chris Johnson not see this? I can't, dude. I can't. I'm telling you, this is the most inept ownership in the NFL. They're the most. This team rivals anybody in terms of, and we're talking Bengals. I'm talking Dolphins. All these bottom-ass, terrible teams we used to make fun of, we are now them. Period. Yep.
And, you know, listen, we don't even need to worry about who's going to take his place. We fire his ass. Anybody can do it better. You can do a better job than him. I know Kevin can call better plays, better offensive plays than him. The janitor at MetLife could be the head coach of the Jets. He can do a way better job than Adam Gase has done. Anybody can do better than what we've seen here. This dude has no clue of what he's doing. And this ownership sitting back week after week, watching this lifeless team go out here and get completely destroyed. We have been embarrassed in tons of games this season outside of the Cowboys game. We've gone out and just looked completely lifeless, gotten beaten consistently. And we're not seeing any adjustments, no change. We're not seeing no adjustments on the field offensively. We're seeing Adam Gase get outsmarted, outclassed, and outcoached by damn near everybody.
Outsmarted.
It's unreal, dude. It is unreal. And you know what the worst got beat by the Dolphins, Tyson. We just got beat by the damn Dolphins. The Dolphins, dude. We just lost to a team that doesn't give it. Oh, man. Doesn't care. They don't care, dude. They do not care at all. We just got beat again by Ryan Fitzpatrick. We just got beat again by this dude. Dude, oh, my God, man.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, we're going to go to the call. Obviously, we get a lot of people on hold. You can't curse, and if you want to curse and think you're cool about it, I can edit you right out. It makes no difference to me. You get wiped out, and you're just vanished.
Let me hold on. Listen. Listen, Ty, you know, I love all the people, everybody listening. If you call in, I cannot wait to talk to you folks. You curse, your ass is gone. Sorry, you're gone. We're not dealing with that. We still, you know, family show, we got fun. We can't deal with none of that. So please do not curse because I want to hear from everybody tonight. Call in. The number is 929-477-2651. Again, 929-477-2651. Call in and let us know what is on your mind. What do you think about what is going on here?
And Instagram and Twitter at Talk Jets Radio, and the YouTube channel where some of us are unfiltered. So enjoy that too. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. It's a good. Oh yeah, I lost my mind, dude. I don't give a rat's ass. That's where I just know, like, once that video was posted, Joe, I'm like, yep, there goes our credentials right out the window. Goodbye.
Man.
Take care.
Whoa.
I don't care. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, I don't care.
Whoa.
Let it go. Hey, man. Hey. You're the man of the people. I'm the man of the angry people.
Oh, man. Woo.
So, like I said, we're going to get everybody on as fast as we can. We're going to go to Nigel. Oops, hit the wrong button, though. Nigel, what's up, man?
Gentlemen, how y'all doing? How's everything?
Dude, I'm disgusted. I'm furious. I'm fed up. I want to burn things. Other than that, I'm fine.
I'm not mad at you. First thing, right? First thing. I was so wrong about Gase, okay? Because I was a homer a couple of weeks ago and stuff like that. Let me speak about a couple of things, right? Gase, it's like he's so out of touch and he lives within his own bubble that he's going to do it his way. He's going to shove his offensive system down everyone's throats. And he doesn't care how does it look, the appearance of it or anything like that. For example, right, this guy does not even try to establish, and I've been screaming for this for the last couple of weeks, he does not try to establish a running game, okay? Now, I know you want to throw it all over the damn place, but at least let's run the ball for a quarter or two, or pretend we're trying to run the ball. Nope. We got guys back on the 9 routes and the 3 routes, so they're running around trying to get open in 3-4 seconds, and Sam is running for his life. Nobody comes back to Sam. Sam running for his life now. They coming in on him, and nobody's not trying to get open. Because you know why? If you look at, I was watching this game, and I was looking at everybody's body language, and I said, you know what? These guys done checked out on this coach. They checked out. They have totally, pay attention, go back and watch this game. These guys have totally checked out. And let me segue into something with the GM, all right, Joe Douglas, right? He should have cleaned out the house. I've been screaming for this too, because you know why? These guys are still stuck in this losing culture, and it becomes toxic and toxic and toxic and toxic. You don't think that when these guys get within their little cliques by themselves, that they don't start like Jamal Adams has a clique and Sam has a clique and the defensive backs, everybody has these little cliques. So it festers itself, okay? Number 2, Gase is not even communicating with his coaches. You understand what I'm saying? It's like he's there on the sideline, okay, talking to the piece of paper and stuff like that, like he's Belichick or something like that, and it's still failing. It's still it's like a culture of failure. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're bringing the fire now. But I got to break in and say, listen, everything that you talked about him establishing a running game. Listen, that's why I told people I don't want him here. He's always had a pass-happy-ass offense. That's fact. You go look at the numbers. It's always been pass-happy.
He's
always trying to dump the ball around the field. He doesn't establish the run. That's not his thing. That's not what he does. Also, like you said, he's always trying to shove his offense down the throats, but he's always had a bottom-feeding offensive system. His numbers have always been low. I brought those up when he actually came here.
30th.
He's always ranked towards the bottom of the league. We're 30th.
He's 30th. He's 30th. 30th. I
think we're dead last in damn near every offensive category now. This system sucks. He has always sucked. Point blank, period. And like you said as well, the stuff that you might start to see in the locker room because the losing is building up. Guys have checked out, again, because he's not a leader of men. We've seen that consistently with him. That was one of the big things about him coming in. He is no leader. He is not the right guy to be here. These are all things that I talked about before he's here. And now we're seeing it because now everybody else is seeing exactly what I saw. But one thing that's really killing me, I want to get your thoughts on this, man, is how he's leaving Sam unprotected on a weekly basis. Do you think that what we're seeing here, man, is something that can stay in Sam's DNA, taking the hits and being skittish in the pocket?
Well, he's young enough that another coach could come in here and take that back out of him, okay? Maybe a coach could save him because sometimes when you're young, you get your butt kicked. Because I remember when Peyton Manning was playing against the Jets back in '97 and MetLife in the stadium, in I think the old Giant Stadium, and Bill Parcells was throwing up blitz after blitz, and Peyton Manning just got wiped out that day. This might be a learning curve for him. But let me say something about Sam, right? The reason why Sam didn't go down for that fumble, because he got his bell rang when homeboy came off the edge unblocked, and he got his head smashed open, okay? And the thing is, you know what? You think about certain things. You're like, well, damn, man, nobody on the line is trying to protect me, and y'all doing this? Well, I'm not going to put myself out there, because imagine this. Imagine if Sam would have died for that football and torn his ACL. Then what?
Dude, nah, screw that.
Then
Nigel.
what?
Listen, let's not start making excuses. It's called situational awareness. He blew it because they're dysfunctional, and like he's dazed, confused, lost, and he's just like, you know what? He's like defeated, and that play personified it. That's it. Like, I don't want to say, you go for this, that. No, you die for the freaking football. You want to win the game. Like, this team is like they have a loser mindset. They're quitting. They're lost.
Yes,
that's
but
it. I mean, this is it. They're breaking everybody here.
Now, a couple of things. Let me give you all some perspective, right? This is not cold tight. This is cold tight light. Now, this will go full cold tight if they bring Gates back next season. Okay, now if they bring back Gates next season, this is cold tight. Okay, this is the new millennium of cold tightism, right? Which they can't bring Gates back. Okay, because you got to remember, a lot of players. No, listen. You got agents of these football players. I bet you that at the end of the season, if they bring back Gates, Sam Darnold's agent is going to call Joe Douglas and say, "I want to trade." Okay?
No, Nigel. I don't think so. But we got
hold on. Hold on. Last thing. Don't dismiss that. Because they can't bring Gates back. They can't. Period. But he will finish out the season. So you can keep yelling. He's not getting fired in the middle of the season. No, he should be gone now. Launched into the sun. But listen, he cannot come back. Gentlemen, have a wonderful evening, all right?
You too, man. Thank you. You know, and Joe, Nigel made an excellent point about free agents, but you got to keep in mind, the Jets are already behind the eight ball with the way they handle assembly. Like, they've already blew that. So they already have a strike there. Now you have a team in complete turmoil, and you have a head coach that, if he does come back next year, which will be criminal, is obviously on the hot seat. So you know you're going to a team that has a coach on the hot seat. There's nothing desirable about that. It's just like there's so many things that are just wrong with this. Like, behind the scenes, if we're being honest, though, behind the scenes, like, Le'Veon Bell's probably like, you know what, my knee's banged up. Dude, if I was him, I'd be like, you know what, man, I can't go. I got to sit out. And you know what? Once the season's over, I demand a trade. Like, if Gates is coming back, I want to be traded. I ask out.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to thank Nigel for coming on. He was spitting fire. But listen, you look at this situation. If you're a free agent, why would you even want to come here? This is the last place you want to come with this dysfunction. You're not coming here. You will never. I mean, look at what happened with Anthony Barr. He got physically sick and turned around and ran back to Minnesota as soon as possible.
I'm getting physically sick.
Dude, my stomach is rumbling. We were already on the up and up then, though. We felt like we were going to do something. This guy ran out of here then. Can you imagine how free agents look at us now? And we're a team where we were talking about, hey, we're going to need free agency in the offseason to help bolster and build some of the roster spots on this team. We're going to need that if we want to be competitive, especially when we're talking about ripping stuff down. Dude, nobody's going to come here. Hell, even if we fire Gates because of the issues that we have, coaches, free agent coaches, guys that are already out there, do you think they're going to want to come here with this situation? It's all around nasty, man. We got to get this guy the hell out of here as soon as possible.
All right, our next caller. See, I feel honored because this next caller has been on WFAN for the last couple of days, and he's a celebrity now. Now he's calling in this little ass podcast. So, Mr. NYSF Magazine, who is the man of chaos. Jay, what's up, man?
I'm trying to be a man of the people, fellas. I'm trying to learn from Joe. I'm trying to, to extend free hugs and get a campaign. I've gone rogue. I've gone crazy. This team has driven me crazy yet again. They've thrown me off the deep end, and there's no life vest or paddle or anything like that. Joe, talking about Barr getting physically ill literally had me cracking up just now on the phone. It's like, that's our mood. That's all of our moods, man. That is all of our moods right now. It's physically ill. The thought of flying in for this game on Sunday against the Giants, it made me physically ill. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang on the beach. I'm going to put my feet up with a margarita. I'm going to listen to the radio and maybe check out what the score is on Twitter. I can't even watch it. I can't physically stomach how disgusting and despicable this product is that they're marching out and having the nerve. Adam Gase goes in there after us. I'm not embarrassed. You're not embarrassed, though, really. You're not embarrassed? Your fans are literally packing that stadium.
He accepts losing.
And as you're walking off the field, the fans that are there in the corner of the end zone over there are chanting, "Fire Gase." And you get to the locker room and you say you're not embarrassed? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm saying, man, but my God. I mean, this thing has just gotten just peak. Like the Jets, I used to say that the Jets were not a dumpster fire franchise, like from the late 90s until, 2011, a good 15-year run there. We got a bad rap from the media. This team was a good team. They were 10-6, 9-7, 11-5, 8-8. They were always putting out a product that at least you got excited about, at least you could watch, right? But the media was relentless on them anyway, talking about butt fumbles, all this stuff, and always mocking, clowning us. And I used to hate that. But you know what? Morphed into what the media used to portray them as. When it was unfair before, now it's worse than it's ever been. Like the amount of stories you could write about this team are literally endless. It doesn't stop. So, I mean, maybe Adam Gase isn't embarrassed, but he should be, and we are. The fans are. The owner should be. Is the owner not embarrassed? I mean, I just don't get it. It's like he's not even talking. Chris Johnson, he's not even talking to the media. He's just he's literally just letting this thing play out and letting people. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chris Johnson's a man of the people when things are going well. He'll be out and about doing his things. When adversity strikes, he goes and hides and doesn't want to say anything. But I listened to you on WFAN today, and you made an excellent point where Joe and I are fans, and we're just pissed off because we're tired of losing, but. From a PSL holder perspective or a season ticket holder perspective, but more importantly, PSL holders, it's like you're getting screwed. Like you've been getting screwed over and over and over. You're getting no return on your investment, and it seems like the team doesn't care. They'll collect the money and keep collecting it and say, hey, you know what? And you're like, thank you, can I have another? It's ridiculous. Like right. At some point they have to hold themselves accountable to you guys, PSL holders.
Well, I mean that goes without saying because they're literally selling a product to the PSL holders that sells for 1/3 of that price on the open market, and people that didn't even have to pay a PSL, and people that didn't even have to pay for preseason tickets. Like what I keep trying to explain to people is the additional tax besides the PSL that the preseason tickets are. And I understand that's an NFL-wide thing, but like it still factors in if you're a PSL holder that you have to pay that. So that's an additional tax. That marks it up. On throwing an extra 2 games in there marks it up by an additional 20%. So if you're paying $300 for your face value of your ticket, mark that up by 20% because you're not going to preseason games. You're paying full price for them. So you're not really paying $300. They're just spacing it out over 10 games instead of 8. You're paying 10. So the whole thing's ridiculous. And when people are paying $80 right now is the going rate for the the Giants tickets have held up a little bit because there's some maniac Giant fans out there that want to watch their team, at 2-7 drub our 1-7 Jets or whatever. But for the rest of the games this year, you can buy those $300 tickets on SeatGeek and StubHub for $80. So the person who's sitting next to you, you paid $300 for your ticket, and you paid $15,000 for a PSL, and you paid for preseason tickets. The person who's sitting next to you paid $220 less for his ticket. And you have the nerve to put that product out there, and you have the nerve to say that you're being unfairly criticized, Chris Johnson, and you have the nerve to not talk to your fans and explain yourself for this coaching hire, and you have the nerve to talk to your fans before a game in Jacksonville so you hope the team shows up? Chris, I'm sorry, but what I'm about to do in the media to the Jets and to you is going to be it's going to be endless until this guy Gase is out of here. And I understand you guys, like, on the show, Ty and Joe, like, not your cup of tea, I get it. But I can't take it anymore. Like, you have to understand my perspective. You know, how much money my family invested into this crap. And on top of it, traveling on road trips. And on top of it, trying to set up fan events and stay positive. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. It just doesn't warrant the effort. And it's pathetic.
Yeah. And Jay, listen, I want to thank you for calling in. I couldn't wait to speak to you. I know you're just as upset as I am about this situation, what's going on with this franchise, and like you were talking about, everything that weighs on people that own those PSLs, that have paid, that are going to these games and watching this team. And one of the things that I'm seeing consistently is our franchise quarterback is getting ruined. It's one of the things we've been praying for a long time. We finally got one, and we're seeing him regress. Man, give me your thoughts on what you've seen out of Sam so far and his regression under Gaze.
Dude, Sam looks like a lost puppy out there, man. He's 22 years old. This kid needs help. He's been so poorly coached throughout his career. You know, you brought this guy, Adam Gase, and Joe, I saw you commented. We had a little conversation after the game. There's people that are actually using Sam Darnold's bad play as a way to excuse Adam Gase's bad coaching. And I don't understand how that switch got flipped when he was brought here to elevate Sam Darnold. That was the reason he was hired. How is that even, like, I don't understand how people, like, they're like, oh, the offensive line sucks. Well, the offensive line wasn't this bad last year. Oh, Sam Darnold sucks. Oh, well, Sam Darnold wasn't this bad last year, and he's in year 2. And this is the quarterback whisperer. So I don't know, man. I mean, I can't even judge Sam Darnold. Is he doing some things that, like, you obviously don't want to see him do? Is that interception terrible? Yes, it was. Was it Mark Sanchez like? Sure, it was. But the organization is failing him. Adam Gase is failing him. Like, Chris Johnson, you're failing him. A franchise quarterback fell into our laps, and there's a very good possibility that by the end of this season, that the damage done to Sam Darnold this year will be irreversible. But it's possible that it can be reversed. You can't let it continue. You cannot bring Adam Gase back. You just can't do it. And if you try to do it, if you try to bring Adam Gase back for next year, which I honestly, Joe, you've been saying it all along, you don't think he's going to get fired after this year no matter what. I'm telling you, man, I think that there's a very good chance that Chris Johnson is going to sit back in his little office, stay quiet, try to weather the storm and everything, and bring Adam Gase back for year 2 in some stubborn attempt that some miracle will happen next year. He'll turn it around, and then Chris Johnson will get to walk around the city like a big shot. I'm smarter than my fans. I told you guys all along about Adam Gase. It's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen. Use your brain. Use your eyes and look at what you're seeing out there. And fire this guy. Get him out of town now. Right now.
Jay, if anybody wants to get involved in your endeavor, which I know your endeavor is going to cause a lot of chaos around this area, how should they follow you?
Whew. Man, I was fired up right there. All right. So if they want to get involved, you know, in just a lowly said man's world over here, and you want to get your your voices heard out there in ways that can't be done on Twitter, and ways that can't be done on Facebook, that will get a lot of attention and hopefully put some pressure on Jets ownership. Okay? This is not about the players. I don't want anyone adding the players with disrespect. All right? I get, in some way where Darryl Roberts was coming from the other day, like, if you cannot get pissed
Darryl
off
Roberts.
Should worry more than making plays.
I know.
What a garbage-ass corner.
You can't get pissed at the players, though, and start adding them, because this is about so much higher than the players.
Can't cover a bed with a bed sheet.
You can't, you just can't go there with the players, though, I think, at this point, because the players, you don't want to create a vibe with the players, I don't think, between players and fans where you start going back. Nobody's going to win in that case. That's just not a good spot to be in. This is about ownership. This is about the decisions that the owner made to bring in Adam Gase. And frankly, I understand a lot of fans are saying, fire Adam Gase. Your anger is directed at the wrong person. It's directed at, it should be directed at trying to get Christopher Johnson to sell a team. How are we going to do that? Like, we can put pressure on him to sell a team, say sell the team to no end. He doesn't have to sell a team. But if fans, are willing to have their voices be heard and go out there and do what's necessary, you're his customers. He has to answer you eventually. Like somewhere along the line, the NFL and the Jets specifically, because we're Jets fans, have decided that, like, it's some sort of, like, privilege, to root for them and to come out to their games. Like, they just treat their fans with the utmost disrespect, nonstop. So if you want to fight back a little bit, $5. Put $5 in. I promise you, if you want to fight back, put that $5 into the GoFundMe.com/FireAdamGase, and I will put your $5 to good use, okay? Because over these next few weeks, you just wait till you see what's coming this weekend. I have some big plans.
Jay, good stuff as always, man, and thanks for making time for our lowly podcast, man. I know you got WFAN and all these big media outlets, so we appreciate and we're honored by you joining us.
I'm trying to acquire the primetime label, man. I know you guys already have a primetime, man. I'm trying to win it.
Have a good night, man.
Guys, we'll get through this storm together, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, we're going to drink our faces off, so all we're going to do. Once again, that's Jay. Obviously, he's on his own little thing there. And just a little disclaimer. We are not, Let's Talk Jets Radio is not affiliated with anybody. We let everybody do their own thing. If you want to share it, you can share it. We are not officially a part of anything. We're just doing our own thing. We are not a part of any websites, anything. We just do our own little thing. If you want to advertise or sponsor with us, that's really cool. And for all you Jet fans that don't want to go to game on Sunday, I'll take some tickets. I want to go. I want to go see it. I want to go watch this dumpster fire. I want to see it in person. So don't sell your tickets to Giant fans. Give me some tickets. I'll go. Silly. But Joe, we're going to go 929-477-2651. We're going to go to Josh.
I can't believe you want to go see that.
I want to go, dude. I want to go watch it in person. Josh, what's up, man?
Listen.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Well,
hello?
Dude, the Jets are a complete mess. But other than that, we're all right.
Oh, my God. Tell me about it. Guys, this season went from hopeful to bad to awful to just comical at this point. At this point, there's nothing you can do but just laugh. It's so bad. It's just comical at this point. I mean, Adam Gase is a train wreck. The guy can't design a power run to save his butt. I mean, this team is just, they look unprepared, uncoached. They look like they have no idea what they're doing on the football field. Sam Darnold looks like he's back in high school playing with a bunch of 14-year-olds. And let's ask you a question. What coach, after Adam Gase gets fired and Sam Darnold keeps getting worse, who's going to want to coach this team next? Last year, we had the selling point of Sam Darnold's 22 years old. He's coming off a good end of stretch of the season. Every coach wanted to be the Jets coach. Christopher Johnson and Mike McCagnon decided for some reason they woke up in the middle of the night, decided to hire a train wreck from Miami. And what's next for this team, even after Adam Gase gets fired? Who's going to want to coach this team?
You know what the thing is, though? There are some selling points once you get him out of here. The selling point is you can rejuvenate Sam. You got Le'Veon Bell. You're going to have a top 5 draft pick, and you're going to have a lot of money. So it is going to be marketable.
Yeah,
don't you think, Joe?
No. Well, first off, I want to thank the caller for calling in. That's not necessarily true, though, Ty, because you might not have Le'Veon Bell. They just had talks to trade his ass just a couple weeks ago. In the offseason, they're probably going to try to trade him again. Any coach that comes in here better be ready to get for a rebuild. That's what they better get ready for, because all signs point to that. Because that's what we've seen. You tried to get rid of Adam. You tried to get rid of Le'Veon Bell. You tried to get rid of Robbie as well, who's going to be gone in the offseason. What do you think they're going to do? They got to rebuild pretty much most of this roster, from the offensive line to the wide receiver core to the cornerback core. This is ridiculous. No, any coach that is going to come in here is going to have to be ready for a rebuild and come in here to fix Sam Darnold instead of continuing to grow, nurture, and mature him. Now you have to fix him. There's not a lot of coaches that are going to be able to do that. There may be some guys lined up that just want a job, but will they be able to do that? That's a big question. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And again, I want to thank the caller for calling in. And I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm watching this offensive line go out here and get beat by anybody and everybody. I mean, goodness, we got beat by a 3-man front. What are your thoughts on how the Dolphins are just handling our O-line and guys are just getting manhandled and tossed aside?
Oh, my God. This offensive line is a joke. I've never seen something so bad in my life. They have no idea how to pick up a blitz. They don't know how to stop a 3-man rush. The Miami Dolphins, how many sacks did they have coming into this game? They probably had 5-6 sacks as a team going against average teams. And every other play Sam was running for his life. He has a missing toenail. His thumb is broken, his left thumb. And he's making dumb plays at the goal line because some pick play that Adam Gase draw up from the 5-yard line that nobody knows what to do. Everyone's running into each other. He tries to throw it away. He gets his hand pulled by the linebacker, and it gets intercepted at the line. That's the entire team not being prepared, not just the offensive line. I mean, it's comical. It's crazy at this point.
Josh, excellent call, man. We appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Love your videos, man.
Thank you. Have a good night. Tell you, Joe, videos are on fire, man. You do not understand what we've created here. Our videos are just. I love the unfiltered. I love unfiltered YouTube, man. You've unleashed me. You let me out of my cage.
So first off, I want to thank the last caller for calling in. Look, once you started making videos and you said the first and second curse word, and you looked around and there was no one to stop you. You said, "Oh yeah, I'm about to hit the gas on this one, baby." We can't stop you over there, man. You just absolutely go off. There's no filter. There's no ceiling. You just jumped straight through the roof. No ceilings at all. I'll just keep on going. I'll go as high as I need to.
Well, you know what it was?
It's crazy, man.
You know what
it's crazy with you, man.
What it was, I
nuts.
the first one out there. I waited like a day or two. I'm like, all right, Primetime hasn't said nothing. Joe hasn't said nothing. I'm going to try another one. No comments from either one of you. I'm like, all right, man is free. We're just going to let this fly now, and here we go.
Man, I knew it.
Oh, boy.
There's nothing we can do. There's just nothing we can do. You let them go
turning
now,
back now.
People, listen, we're getting
it's
a lot of feedback. I get feedback from mine as well. People, I mean, but let me tell you something. It's nothing like just connecting with Jets fans on any platform that we have. So we want to thank everyone for listening to the show. We also want to thank everyone again for watching our YouTube videos. We just love going back and forth with folks and love connecting with everyone.
Yeah, and we talked about the whole Sam Darnold thing and everything else. And the one thing, and Joe, this one drove me, because you know you're just like I am, man. And it's like, it drove me insane. Like I said, I'm just a casual fan. I drink beer. I watch football. The time management at the end of the game, dude, I was punting beer cans through the wall. I literally had a beer can in my hand. I'm punting things across the house. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding. The same thing we criticized Todd Bowles for. We ripped him up and down and backwards. Supposedly, we brought in this very smart coach that knows that he's an X's and O's guy. He's an expert at this, expert at that. He could not have handled it any worse. And then today, finally, 2 days later, he finally admitted his mistakes. Dude, Todd Bowles had the benefit of being a first-time head coach. This is this guy's second job, and he's making rookie mistakes. Ridiculous. So ridiculous.
And listen, and I talked about that at the beginning of the show. This is one of the reasons why we fired Todd Bowles. We used to talk about his awful clock management. This guy is ridiculous. And this is not the first time he's made some dumb decision like that this year. Remember that time it was fourth down and he couldn't figure out whether he wanted to kick a field goal or go for it? So he ran the offense out there, and then he said, oh, forget that. Then he ran the special teams team back on the field and then ended up having to blow through a timeout. He's making nonsense mistakes all the time, man. And this clock mishap where he doesn't understand, so he lets 4 minutes, I think, or something, roll off the clock, even though we're down. Isn't fighting, isn't doing anything. He is clueless, Tyson. He has no clue of what he's doing, man. It's clear as day.
All right, back to the phones we go. If you guys want to call in, we'll start cleaning out some lines. 929-477-2651. Guillermo in Brooklyn. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man? How you guys doing, man? Terrible?
Dude, you know how we're doing.
I can tell, man. Joe's starting to turn like Two-Face from The Dark Knight, man. This guy used to be all happy and positive. Now he's just starting to go insane. All his freaking
They've broke Joe.
Pictures on you.
The Jets broke Joe.
I'm telling you. You know the vibes.
I told you, because you want to drink the glass half full, and then when you start to realize you're drinking freaking rat poison, now you want to come back to the angry Jets fans, man. I told you, man. I don't know why you have this optimism. I told you not to drink the juice, man. This guy, Adam Gase, man. Look, and I'm going to follow the other guy because, look, one of the greatest lines of any movie is 1983 War Games. The only winning move is not to play, man. So when you see guys like Le'Veon Bell with his knee thing, and people are like, well, I thought he was healthy. That means he doesn't want to play anymore, bro. The same thing, and Sam Darnold, look. This is the scary thing about Sam Darnold, right? As talented as this guy is, there are nuances to leadership and stuff that he still has to learn. But he can't learn that from a guy like Gase. He like when there was an anonymous quote that maybe the quarterback should change, that came from Jamal Adams. And so that means now the team is starting to splinter. And this idiot Woody Johnson does not see this. There's a reason why Anthony Barr didn't want to come in, because we don't have a football team. There's not an organization here. He looks at Chris Johnson, excuse me. He's an idiot. He was just pie in the sky. Oh, Jets is a nice team. Oh, they're just really cool. And like you guys said, he's a man of the people when things are good. And when things are bad, he doesn't appear, man. This reminds me, it's probably a little bit worse than the Kotai years, man, because when you look at Adam Gase, he has no idea what he's doing, bro. Go back to that Miami game. If you think I'm lying, obviously you don't. But go back to the Miami game. They split out a Le'Veon Bell wide, right? And there was an article on Gangrene Nation that broke this down beautifully. Had Le'Veon Bell out wide, right? And I think the play went for maybe like I think he caught it and he got the first down, right? And the thing about it is that Miami was spread thin, right? So they're not going to put a line. They're not going to put a corner on him, because that means the middle will be open, that a receiver will have a linebacker. So that means they could beat him. And I think they put a linebacker on him, and they had to pay the price. So they put a cornerback on him who played off of him, and he actually still caught the ball, whatever. And we never went back to that play. Never went back to that play. I looked at that game, no split backfields, nothing to help Sam Darnold, nothing to get our two talented running backs to complement each other.
One second, Guillermo, first off, you're already spitting fire, man, and you're absolutely, completely correct. When you look at the situations where you can use your personnel to create matchups that will be in your favor, Adam Gase don't do stuff like that, man. He just runs what he runs, point blank, period. That's why we don't see adjustments during the games. That's why when defenses adjust to what we're doing, we just get shut down. That's why on the first drive, after the first drive, when they bring pressure and all that stuff, it just all falls apart. So you can't play football like that, but he's done that since he's been in the NFL. That's why his system never succeeds. That's why I consistently told people he's trash, because he can't make adjustments. If you can't make adjustments in the NFL, you're done. The NFL is literally all about adjustments.
He's a fan of the game, bro. That's all he is. He got lucky. He lucked up. He is a horrible offensive coordinator, has no business being here. But one of the things that you talked about as well, and I'm really stressing this tonight, because again, Sam is the franchise quarterback. Yes, he's young, and you talked about some of the leadership stuff, which it is what it is. He's still learning. He's young. He's on the thing. But when you look at his play, it is significantly regressed. I mean, this guy is looking. He's still stepping back on his back foot and everything.
What are your thoughts about the regression in his mechanics this year under Gase?
You want a good example of why he's regressing? Go back to that Patriots game. Go look at what Bill Belichick was telling his defense when they were up by 20-something or whatever it was. The game they killed us in. He was still teaching his guys, because he knows they're impressionable guys. He knows that, look, this is the Jets, blah blah, but there's still things you have to be disciplined, because when we play a team, I know they lost to the Ravens, but when you play better teams, it doesn't matter. You have to be disciplined, because you're going to play better people, right? What did Adam Gase tell Sam Darnold? Go back and listen to what he said. He said, "Hey man, you just got to step in there. You got to believe in yourself. I know you can." What? Bro, I know I can believe. I do believe in myself. That's why I took hits all the way from freaking middle school. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to curse. I took hits from middle school all the way to the pros, bro. Of course, I believe in myself. Help me out there. You're supposed to be my eyes and my ears, man. Go to Sean McVay. Sean McVay always, first of all, he teaches Jared Goff. He talks to Jared Goff, and then he always has plays to help him out. There's always an out route or at least a safety blanket in every single pass play the Rams have. Go and watch those plays. Sam Darnold is regressing because he's getting nothing from nobody, and unfortunately, we don't have a veteran QB who come in and actually teach him. Hey, when you have this, when you see this guy creeping up, when you see a cover zero, call this protection, call this blah blah. And this is the saddest thing. I know you guys got a lot more calls, man. This is the saddest thing that hurts, bro. Teams that have a franchise quarterback flop because they have terrible structures in them. Tim Couch, when he was with the Browns. People kill me on the phone. Tim Couch was a talented quarterback. No talent, no O-line, no coaching. Same thing with David Carr. Talented. No O-line, no coaching. And people say, oh, he's a bust. And so we're going to look at Sam Darnold. Oh, he sucks. But you saw the games. You saw last year, the last 4 games. You saw the Colts. You saw the Denver game. You saw the Cowboys
retire because of injuries.
You saw Andrew Luck retire because of injuries. He probably will. But if Sam Darnold's parents care, I don't know. They're probably not listening. If I were you guys, take a page out of Peyton Manning's book, his family's book, Archie Manning, and take your son out the game. This guy, Adam Gase, is depending on your son to save his butt because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. When was the last time you guys heard a coach mid-season, unless he was getting fired, and he knew he was getting fired? When did you ever hear a coach say, "I let my owner down"? Blah blah. That's not a coach, bro. And every week, well, we gotta watch the film. Bruh, what are you guys doing? So look, they're gonna.
It's terrible.
I hate it. They're destroying Sam Darnold. I know you guys got other calls, man. Thanks for taking my call, but this stuff is deflating, man. I'm canceling my PS View. I'm gonna just go to a local bar and support it. I can't give my money to this team. I know, Tyson, you said that we're gonna always watch. I'll always support my Jets, bro. But I'm not going to financially support them until they put a better structure and product on the field. Look, if they get coaches, if they give the power to Joe Douglas, and he hires coaches, and it doesn't work out, things like that nature, and you see a concerted effort, I can't get mad. Hey, maybe just fix this here and there. Look what happened when you had Jeff Fisher to go to Sean McVay. Then that's when we know we could tweak certain things, tweak the coaching, get a better OC, get a better DC, get this guy, get this weapon. But right now, we are in the desert. There is absolutely no path for this team because Chris Johnson is an idiot. We have to try to find a way to embarrass this idiot to change the structure to a professional football team because Joe Douglas has enough connections. He can leave the Jets and go be better off somewhere else. And no one.
Well, he got a 6-year.
No one will.
Well,
come
see,
to
Joe
the
Douglas
Jets,
got a 6-year deal though. He's here. Guillermo, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it. But Joe Douglas got a 6-year deal. But see, he said we got to find ways to embarrass. We got to find ways to embarrass Chris Johnson. They've done it the last 3 weeks. The Jets and Adam Gase are doing everything. Seriously, they're doing everything in their power to embarrass every facet of the organization, and ownership's okay with it. Like, you cannot be any more embarrassed. You really can't. Like, there's nothing. You just lost to the worst team in football and got blown out. Like, you have ghost jokes. You have the dudes.
Dude, the way that Chris Johnson has handled this situation, he embarrassed himself. I mean, look at the way that all of this is played out from the offseason. All the idiotic things that he did. You allowed a guy that set off a nuclear bomb that completely destroyed that franchise in Miami on all accounts, from anyone that you ask over there, from players to staff, hell, to the fans. Even the beat writers will tell you that. You let him come over here and convince you to have power here. That right after, like a week or something after they fired him. You hired him, and then, boom, you let him just take control and do what he wanted. That you're embarrassing yourself. He is a clueless-ass owner that does not get it, man. Point blank, period.
No, dude, I just don't get it. I just can't comprehend how a billionaire can look at the situation and be like, it's cool. Like, and my biggest fear is that the built-in excuse of injuries is what Adam Gase is relying on. And today was the first time that I started worrying about that because they're asking him about his job. He's like, do you worry about job security? He's like, no. He's like, not really, because the ownership knows where I stand. That means you told the owners you can't win because the roster is not what you want and there's too many injuries. And if Chris Johnson buys that, I have good luck. Because like Jay said and Guillermo has said, listen, nobody's going to pay for this. Like, Joe, there are autograph signings coming up. There are all these really cool fan events. To be honest with you, dude, I'm not going to any of them. Like, I have no desire to spend money on it. Like for what? Like, first of all, you can't guarantee the players are going to be here. Second of all, they're not, like, it's just not worth it. Do you want to spend $200 and go do this, or do you want to go hang out with family, friends, do something else? You get some satisfaction out of it. Dude, it's crazy.
And
it's crazy.
You know what's even worse? Is that if they do let him stay, and you allow that excuse of, well, the roster's not where I want it to be, and you let this dude sit here and help to build this roster and bring in a bunch of gays guys, oh, my goodness, this team is going to be way worse than it already is, let me tell you, because we've seen that Adam Gase, again, and I'm going to keep saying this, he has a bottom-feeding offensive system. It does not work, and we've seen it. We've seen it in the NFL. We've seen the Gase guys that he brought in. Where the hell is Bellamy? That's a Gase guy. We've seen him drop footballs all year. All these Gase guys, Barrows, fumbling punts. We've seen these Gase guys come in and not be able to get the job done here. You let this dude sit here and quote, unquote, build this football team because you believe the roster wasn't where it's supposed to be when he got here? That's complete nonsense. Before the season, we were all talking about this team, this very team, after free agency, after the draft, we were saying they at least need to win 8 games. You were talking about that as well. They should win 8 games. They should do this. And now we should just be okay with the team losing? No. There's a big reason why they're losing, and it's Adam Gase. It's Adam Gase. If Adam Gase was not our head coach and we had some other innovative offensive mind in here, we would not be losing we damn sure wouldn't have lost to the Dolphins. We wouldn't be we wouldn't have only won one game this year. Not happening. The problem is Adam Gase. His garbage-ass coaching, his garbage-ass offensive game plans, that's hurt this team this year. He needs to go. Do not let this guy stick around. I do not want to hear about this guy being here and building for the future with Gase. No, get his ass out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the damage is done, and now it's like you have like a rudderless ship, no direction, no leadership. The wheels are completely falling off. And, I just keep thinking about it. Today was the first day I'm like, when Gase started answering that question, I'm like, wait a minute. Please don't tell me he got assurances from ownership that the depleted roster, keep in mind, Joe, and this is one thing that really bothers me. Gase was here during free agency. McCagnon got guys. Gase was a part of it, though. It's not like you cannot pinpoint everything on McCagnon. Oh, well, it was his draft, and it was his free agency. He sat in the same room. He was there. He helped. They worked together in tandem to get players. You can't wash your hands of everything. But if Gase has ownership believing that, oh, you know what, this was all McCagnon's guys. These aren't the guys I wanted. Injuries have been bad. I really can't do much with this. We'll bounce back next year because they're way too content losing. Losing is not bothering ownership. And I keep saying it, Joe. Yeah. With the whole thing with Luke Falk, people called me crazy when I was flipping out. I'm like, you're creating a culture here where losing is acceptable. And that's exactly what they did. And once Sam came back, the same goddamn thing happened. And guess what? They're still losing. And it's still acceptable. Yeah. How is the offensive line coach not fired? The offensive line is the worst in football, and nobody's being fired. How is that humanly possible?
I'm telling you, it's completely stupid. No one's being held accountable. It's like, hey, just do your thing. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's mind-boggling. I mean, Tyson, a three-man front. Not just a three-man front from anywhere. A three-man front from a team that is trying to lose in a full-blown tank. A three-man front beat our offensive line. I mean, that's all you need to say. That's all you need to say is a three-man front. We've been saying it since the Patriot game. Three-man front, four-man front. It's been week after week. And the most mind-blowing thing, I'll go back to the calls, is he can't even answer for it in the press conference. He's like, well, we got to watch it. Dude, it's the same thing each week, man. Adam Gase, you're supposed to be the smart man. 3 versus 5. 3, 5. Big difference here. It's not a
clown show
that he can't answer for it on the podium when he's talking. He can't answer for it on the field. He can't draw up anything to stop it. He can't draw up anything to stop this pressure. He can't figure out how to stop a zero blitz where they're literally sending the house. He can't figure out anything. He can't figure out anything with anybody. This guy's the coolest idiot. Get Gase the hell out of here, man.
And the best thing is, we'll go back. Dude, I've been furious since Sunday. It's like he sits there on the bleacher by himself, and he looks like he's really into the play call. He's dabbling on that little iPad. He's doing all these things, and he comes out in the same freaking play calls that make no sense. Time management was horrendous. It's like, dude, I'm almost convinced he's playing online checkers or something on his bike. He's not looking at plays. He's playing a video game on his thing. He can't. There's no way that he could be staring at a screen that long and come away with nothing. It's impossible.
Playing a little Candy Crush. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. He's so stupid. He probably does play a little Angry Birds or something while we're out there. I'll figure it out.
It's definitely Angry Birds, man.
You know what?
He's crazy. It's Angry Birds.
Yeah, I'm saying that is probably what he's doing over there. That's probably why the offense looks so simple and idiotic. He's over there playing apps. He's doing his thing. He's playing Candy Crush. He's playing Angry Birds. He's solving word puzzles. He's doing something else. He's not putting together a solid offensive game plan. But again, I'm not surprised. This is the same Adam Gase that I saw in Miami. It's the same stuff, the same plays, the same nonsense, the same lack of adjustments, the same idiotic coaching decisions that we saw out of him when he was there. This is not a different guy. This is the same guy, and he needs to go because he's going to ruin Sam Darnold.
No, I think so, too. I mean, we're going back to the calls, 929-477-2651. We will go to our good friend Gangrene David. What's up, man?
Dumpster fire, gross, miserable, and many other words to describe this horrific organization.
It's gross, man. Like I don't understand how ownership's accepting this. I just don't understand.
I don't understand it either. And I think you guys could vouch with me on this one, but coming on YouTube and having to create video after video after video and coming on camera just talking about how terrible this team is, how much of a dumpster fire this team is, when really, like, you should be coming on video talking about how your team could possibly win the division and maybe even win the championship game, win the Super Bowl.
Dude, screw YouTube. It's David, not even YouTube. Do you know what it's like walking around the gym or walking around? But, dude, going to work, walking around the gym, going anywhere, you don't even want to wear your Jet stuff because you're tired of the comments where it's like, man, your team really sucks. Man, you guys blew it this week. How'd you lose to the Dolphins? You don't even want to wear your Jets gear anymore. Like, it's embarrassing. It just sucks being a Jets fan right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely embarrassing because, like I've said previously, I've said it in previous videos of mine, hiring Adam Gase might have set this franchise back 2 to 3 years because Joe brought up a great point, I think it was a couple of shows ago, where you bring in a new head coach, not only is Sam Darnold going to have to learn his third offensive system in 3 years, but a lot of guys you could consider potential building blocks might not even be here because he might not even fit that coach's personnel scheme, assuming that the Johnsons would even allow him to have it control the personnel. So either way, this all could have been solved if you hired a competent coach. And one thing that really bothers me is I can understand it, though, but it really kind of mind-numbs me how fans are starting to turn on Sam Darnold. Well, I could understand why. You got to look at what poor Sam Darnold's suffering. The kid's getting killed. You know, when you're not scheming against simple defensive game plans that other teams are running over and over and over again, especially the zero blitz, he's getting hit. He's getting reckless with the ball. He's throwing off his back foot. His mechanics are regressing, and it's all because we have a fraud of a head coach that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You saw the same stuff happen to him in Miami, and I was never a fan of this hire. I hated the hire, and I was very skeptical about it. But you know what? Being the fan that I am, and like other fans, we had no choice but to buy in and support this fraud. He's a fraud. He's a disgrace of a head coach. I would rather have my 90-year-old Russian grandma who can't even speak English coach the Jets, and she could probably think of a better game plan than this fraud. Sam Darnold is getting killed, and I hate the fact that we have to think about possibly drafting another quarterback. And I can understand why some fans think of that, but I do not want to draft another quarterback, not before we get a legitimate head coach in here that can fix this guy. We know it's a promising quarterback, a blue-collar prospect that is poised in the pocket. Sam Darnold, I know, has the ability to be a franchise quarterback, and we need to bring in a competent coach that can fix and save this guy. Otherwise, he could become a bust.
Yeah, and David, I want to thank you for calling in. I hear the fans. I've heard that as well, that people are saying, hey, we need to draft another QB. I think we've had a big enough sample size to see that there's a lot of promising things that come with Sam Darnold. We've seen the flashes. We've seen, even in a Jeremy Bates offense, we saw, hey, this guy's the good. But there's a huge sample size for Adam Gase as well, where you know that he is garbage. You know that he is trash. And everywhere he's been, outside of the year with Peyton Manning, where he helped him get coffee and hung around and had little chats with him and made him sandwiches, outside of that year, we've seen a whole lot of nonsense come from Adam Gase, okay? So before, and again, I'm talking to the fans that are thinking this, before we talking about, drafting the other quarterback and Sam's not the franchise guy, you need to get a competent head coach in here that's going to be able to take Sam, either with a competent offensive coordinator or whatever, and continue to move forward with this kid and fix and continue to groom and grow and mature him. Because Sam's got it. It's what's going on around him that is ridiculous, and that's why you're seeing the interceptions. That's why you're seeing the bad mechanics and all these things. Because like you said, Dave, he's getting hit. He's out there. He's trying to play hero ball, do whatever he can do, and this stuff is not turning out right. That's why we're seeing the turnovers. We're seeing the fumbles. We're seeing the interceptions. We're seeing the absolute freakouts when there's pressure around him. He doesn't understand what's going on here, and he's only 22. This kid's got a lot of learning to go. So that's going to be my thing for Sam Darnold. But another piece of the offense that we're seeing that's kind of being neglected is Le'Veon Bell. We're seeing that this guy isn't being used as he should be within the offense. What are your thoughts about that, David?
How many carries did he get in this past game? Like 10 or 11? I don't even remember. Like the way the Jets have used Le'Veon Bell in the last 2 weeks has just been absolutely mind-numbing, especially if you're in the red zone. You're at the 2-yard line and you're not running the ball? Are you serious, dude? You have Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, bro, and you're not running the ball with him? You're getting too pass happy with the ball? Come on, man. The point of having Le'Veon Bell, and not even just Le'Veon Bell, Ty Montgomery and Bilal Powell on your team, is they are here to help you run a balanced, coherent offense. And what Adam Gase is doing is he is underutilizing every single running back on the roster, including Le'Veon Bell. And poor Le'Veon Bell, he could demand a trade before you know it because of how much he is being underutilized. Hell, he already texted Adam Gase once saying, oh, hey, I was being misused. He was being misused again, especially in a crucial situation where you're down 21-7, you're at the goal line after another terrible call. Thanks a lot, NFL refs. And you run the ball with him, run the ball into the end zone. And then you use him on a 3rd and long. You run him twice on 3rd and long, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, whatever. And you knew the Dolphins, even the team like the Dolphins, could have game plan against that. You lost at the tanking, banged-up Miami Dolphins, all because of your fraudulent, idiotic mind that's sitting there on the bleacher alone, looking at your little iPad, playing chess or whatever you're playing on your little iPad, instead of actually coming up with a competent game plan to win, because you play to win. And the way you do that is you use your resources efficiently.
Hello?
Underusing.
You play to win the game.
To win the game.
You don't play to just play it.
Right there. Underutilizing resources like Le'Veon Bell is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
David, excellent call, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys, tough times, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. And you know what? I'll be at the Jet-Giant game Sunday, unfortunately, because I'm going to be hanging out with some YouTube video makers, and they're the reasons why I'm going. But let's ride out the rest of the season. I can't take it anymore. Fire Adam Gase.
Joe, what's amazing is Adam Gase and his team has broken the most positive of fans. He broke you. He's broken David. I've always been just angry to begin with. He's broken the most positive of people. This team has worn you all out.
Yeah. I want to thank Dave for calling in. Yeah, he broke me. He broke Dave. He broke Sam. You seen Sam around lately? Well, he don't look like
broke them all out
now, do he? I'm telling you, dude, he's breaking everybody. I mean, ain't that what Gase do? Come in, break everything, break the franchise, break the players. That's what he's known for, right? I mean, it's mind-boggling, man. This is completely ridiculous. And I've never seen, the fan base as united to get a guy out of here as they are about Adam Gase. I don't think there's one person, that we've talked to tonight that wants this guy to stay here. Not one person we talked to tonight and said, hey, we got to give him a second year. No, they all want him gone. Everybody wants him gone. So he needs to go. He needs to absolutely go. And before we get to the call, I want to talk about Darryl Roberts. Okay, real quick. Darryl Roberts.
This freaking guy should be put.
Oh, my God. Fake fans. Are you kidding me? There were fans that literally went down there and paid to watch him get burnt all night. This dude can turn his head for a tweet, but he can't turn his head to figure out where the football is. This guy is consistently getting cooked, and you calling people fake fans? They are paying to show up and watch you get cooked on a weekly basis, you garbage-ass corner. You should shut up and keep your mouth closed. Just be silent. Your play is terrible. You are horrible. You're one of the reasons why the Dolphins beat us. They were cooking you all day. Unreal, man. Fake fans. Fake fans. You got to be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me.
A message to Darryl Roberts. If you take on the fans, you'll be sitting with the fans, because there's no way it ever works. It never, ever, ever works.
Oh, my
You
God.
never attack the fans, especially when you can't win. You've lost 3 in a row. You've gotten blown out 3 weeks in a row. Your team is one of the worst in football, and now you're ripping the fans. Because we're the problem.
Oh.
We're the problem that you guys are incompetent, can't cover, tackle, have penalties galore. We're the problem. Now the fans are the problem. Moron. It's just, oh my God. And the funny thing was, it's like they won't even bench him or anything, because there's no sense of accountability. Like, hey, you know what? You're going to mouth off. We're going to sit you out a quarter. No, they'll probably, they'll start him, probably give him a pay raise. They're on the Jets clown show.
Yeah.
Blame the fans now. Unbelievable. It's just, I
it's
can't.
The fans' fault.
It's just unbelievable.
It's the fans' fault, Tyson, that he's been getting beat
We're fake-ass fans.
all year. We're
Fake-ass
fans, all of us. Fake
wearing
ass fans.
Wearing this nonsense Gotham green jerseys. Bought all your new fake ass uniforms and stuff, but we're the fake ass fans.
Yeah, paying all that money for them fake ass tickets that we show up at your fake ass stadium, sit down and watch
with your fake ass coach
and the fake ass owner. Come on,
your fake ass game plans.
You got to be kidding me. Oh, with the fake ass concessions, with the fake ass prices that are out of control. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
The fake ass T-shirt cannon.
I'm serious. This is with the fake ass halftime shows. Completely ridiculous. With the fake ass Titantron, with all those fake ass other teams that are playing too, except for us. You have got to be kidding me, man.
Christ.
Robert, just shut up, dude. Shut up. This is unreal.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
This team just. We're gonna go to our good friend, Mr. Spotty Blackman. Kevin, what's up, man?
Guys, great show so far. I'm struggling right now.
Well, you're a fake ass fan, man. That's why.
Absolutely, you already know. All of these 40 years worth of tumultuous turmoil and tragedy. Yeah, I'm a fake fan, sure. Call it what you want to call it. That's ridiculous. That guy on another team just got cut for his little ridiculous Twitter rants. Maybe we should consider some sort of penalty against this one, because this is one of the dumbest things I've heard. I swear. This is most definitely Ringling Brothers, or it was just Johnson Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
It's unbelievable, dude. It's just, Kevin, you're a longtime fan like me, man. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, and we've been through the Todd Bowles fiasco and stuff like that. It's never been as bad as this. This is rock bottom, dude. This is horrendous.
This last loss to Miami. Man, my brother calls me, and brother says, I'm at work, tell me what's going on. I said, you don't even want to know. He's like, oh, man, please don't tell me. He said, yo, fire Gates, I got to go. He already knows it. We're in such bad shape right now. This is ridiculous. I can't look, usually there is something that we can kind of point to that says, you know what, at least this is kind of going, or at least this is, or maybe this, or maybe that, but we really have nothing. There's nothing going on right now that actually is even looking even remotely close to being positive. Everything, regardless of what level it's on, from ownership all the way down to to the training staff as of right now, what the hell's going on in the training room? It seems like it's like a mass unit in there. Every damn body is hurt right now. So, I mean, what really are we doing? This is just ineptitude at every single level, and this organization, man, it's really creating now in fans who have been lifelong fans, is creating that question: what the hell are we still doing here? Guillermo earlier had a fantastic call. I was really enjoying him talking about not financially supporting this team, and we're starting to hear that more often from so many people. And Tyson, I know I hear you say it all the time, but this is really. Is this really what this is about? Is it going to boil down to, listen, we're just gonna affect your pockets because our livelihoods are at stake here? I live in Georgia. Come on now, I'm getting poked by Falcons fans. Are you kidding me? Falcons fans, and they have the nerve to talk junk to like, everyone you have to have several seats. I need everybody to sit down and shut up. But that's really where we are right now. Something has to change. Yeah. It has to change now.
Yeah. And listen, Kev, I cannot wait to talk to you. I love speaking to you about this football team, and I want to thank you for calling in. I want to get straight to the top, man. You look at what Sam is going through, his regression, man. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, Gaze just seems to be completely ruining this kid, and unless we get rid of him, I fear that Sam is going to be done.
Okay, this is a serious problem, because we come into this season, and guys, we spoke about this ourselves. This was one of the most important and impactful seasons for our franchise, because it was a really important and impactful season for our franchise quarterback. And now, midway through this season, we actually have people who legitimately feel like we should be discussing trading Sam Darnold for draft picks. Are you kidding me? Is this really where we are? Is this how far we've fallen? I mean, 8 games, literally. Now our franchise quarterback is not even worth keeping. Oh yeah, we can get a second-round pick for him. Are you serious? I see this, and I'm thinking there is no way in hell anyone is going to survive this season if we maintain this leadership structure. No one. And I mean, we talked about this before also. We're in a continuous state of rebuilding here. Every couple of years, tear it all up, let's start again. And again, now it's looking like we are going to have to do that, and justifiably so in this case. But we came into the season talking about a franchise on the cusp of being able to turn it around because we have a franchise quarterback, and now what we have is a guy who literally people feel comfortable and confident comparing to Daniel Jones. What the hell is going on here? I just keep seeing that Vince Lombardi clip just runs in my head continuously. What the hell is going on here? What is going on? This team is completely off the rails. Listen, at this point in time, I don't know. Should we be hopeful that Woody's going to be coming back soon? Because Chris Johnson is just showing a level of ineptitude that's getting on my nerves also. He came in, he talked a real good game. Everybody's like, yeah, he said what it is that he said. You know, we might be able to look forward to some things being different than when it was Woody calling the shots. And as of right now, I'm starting to think that maybe this was even a worse idea than allowing Woody just to do what it is that he did. Because Chris Johnson and the little story the other day he had about I'm being unjustly or unfairly criticized for hiring Adam Gase. You're being unfairly criticized for hiring what might quite possibly end up being one of the worst coaching decisions in our franchise history. Seriously?
But could he be less self-aware, though? But Kevin, I almost cursed. This is the stuff that pisses me off. Like, this team acts like they've accomplished something the last 5 years. It's not like they've won 10 Super Bowls or they've won nothing.
Nope.
They've sucked for 4 or 5 years now. They've done nothing. And it's like, I'm being unfairly criticized. Dude, your team is one of the worst in football. You're going backwards. You didn't win last year. This was supposed to be a year we turned things around. We tanked a year. We bought into that. You had 2 lousy years before that. But then you had Bowles choking in Buffalo. Dude, this team's won nothing. Like, there's nothing to rest your head on here.
We won a couple of weeks in the off season. You know, when we got Le'Veon
we win the back pages. We win the headlines.
Yeah, we win those. Look, these are our Super Bowls. These are our moral victories. These are the things that we have to look forward to. Because as of right now, those are the only things that even make any damn sense. And then we got to come back to regret all of that too. Think about this. Think about that crap. You almost got me over here cursing. Le'Veon Bell was the bell cow. This was the haul of the offseason. And now we're talking about, did we do this guy justice? And should we honestly do him a favor by trading him away? Seriously? This is another unfortunate side effect of hunger. I think I said that before. We've been hungry. We've been starving for something. And as of right now, we're just grasping at straws, hoping that something is going to allow us to feel some sort of victory or some sort of win. We're not winning nothing. We're not winning anything. There's nothing at all that is going to come positive out of the remainder of the season. If Sam gets out healthy, there we have, that's our victory. If he gets out healthy, there's our victory. Because he's going to be scarred. He's going to be scarred.
Well, Kevin, listen. Being physically healthy is one thing, but will he be mentally healthy? The things that we're seeing out of him, the regression in the mechanics, the shots that he's taking, the way he feels in the pocket, how skittish he is, how he backs out of throws, dude, that could stay with him for the rest of his career. All of that. We've seen it happen. You break a quarterback mentally, you're done.
He's done. He's finished. I mean, how many times have we seen it? And to be perfectly honest with you, this is probably going to be one of the worst, because this really was an opportunity not only for our franchise in particular, but for this division. You know, I mean, just really think about this. Having this division be able to say that, you know, we've kind of turned the corner a little bit, and now we have teams within this division that are going to be able to represent on a level or even being mentioned in the same conversation with the Patriots when it starts to come towards that off season. And I mean, coming into it, even myself, I was guilty. You know, this could be the season where we could see the New York Jets, you know, kind of take over the AFC East for the next decade or so. And it looks like we're a couple of years away from that if we ever get to that, if Sam makes it out.
No, Kevin, what happened was
ruin the season.
No, what happened was the Buffalo Bills did what we were supposed to do, and they took off and improved. They did what we were supposed to do with draft picks and smart moves and everything else. And the Buffalo Bills turned things around and going in the right direction. Meanwhile, we're going backwards. And to be honest with you, the Dolphins are in better position than we are because they have a gazillion draft picks.
Yeah.
And
we got a better quarterback than the Buffalo Bills did, but we're going to ruin them. But we're going to ruin them.
That is unreal.
This is a horrible organization.
What you just, Kev, you brought up you brought fire. You had a great point, but what you just said is unreal, Tyson. This is a team that is tanking. That's in a better position than we are after coming out of a 4-year rebuild. We just did that means everything for those 4 years was a waste of time. Because we're about to rebuild all over again. We're about to rip all this stuff over again.
Look how
we have
draft
a
picks
team
the Miami
that is in our
Dolphins
division that's in a better position than us.
They have all those draft picks and all that cast picks. They are in a significantly better position than we are. It's not even close.
So now I guess does that bring us back to the question now, and this is obviously a good question for you guys. Is this, if we don't see Chris Johnson hand over the reins to this team to Joe Douglas and literally say, okay, Joe, look, I'm going to leave it in your hands. Go ahead and run the ship. You got a football guy here. Joe Douglas, definition of football guy. I've been talking about this for years. We don't have football guys running the show. And then we got McCagnon, who we thought was a football guy, but, questionable. But now we have Joe Douglas, who by all accounts, at this point, is probably one of the most accomplished or at least well-bred guys that we've had in this position for quite some time. And is he the guy that could turn it around? If Chris Johnson doesn't say, Joe, please save my ass here, I mean, really, what are we looking at? How many more years worth of futility do we have ahead of us?
Decades.
I mean, yeah.
Kev, we'll be set by decades. You want to know why? And it's because, again, I don't think, Jets fans tend to have short memories at times. I don't think people really remember how long we were looking for a franchise quarterback. If you do not find some way to save Sam Darnold, he's going to be done. If you let Adam Gase come back next year and continue to coach him with a worse roster than what we have now, like I said, we've already talked about trading off Le'Veon Bell. They already looked into it. He'll probably be gone in the offseason, along with Adams and along with a couple other guys that's on this roster as well. So then there'll be void of talent in certain spots. We can't draft everything in one draft. So then if you let him go out there and continue to ruin Sam Darnold behind a depleted roster, we are finished. If you let Adam Gase come back here next year, that is literally saying to everyone, not just the fan base, to anyone in the media, anybody, I don't give a damn about my franchise quarterback. That is literally what you're saying. Because you are watching a guy actively ruin him on a weekly basis and give him no help from an offensive strategy standpoint. He's giving him no help from a game planning standpoint at all. He's giving him no help during the game. He barely coaches him up. He's giving him no help.
We have such a problem right now.
Literally what he was brought here to do. We literally hired him for Sam Darnold.
Coach Sam. Absolutely.
That was it.
So now, beyond all of this, something else, and I mean, Sam obviously being the most important, but I remember mentioning this to you guys a few weeks ago about Jamal Adams and him being the barometer for this team. What's the temperature look like right now? You know what I'm saying?
He's gone.
Dude,
he's gone. In the offseason, he's gone.
You see him this past week, dude. He's not even playing with enthusiasm anymore. The only time he started playing with enthusiasm was the last 5 minutes of the game because he got really pissed.
Mm-hmm.
He's been tamed. Like he's defeated now. Like he's been broken too. But now he's like, you know what? I'm going to go through the motions. I'm not going to cause a stir. So I'm going to find my way out of here. That's all he's doing now. He's like he's given up. He's done. Like he's done playing the game. He's gonna get his season in and get out of here. It's obvious, dude.
These are the consequences of these decisions. And we can't continue to allow the people who have been making them to make them until we get other decision makers, better decision makers, we're going to continue to have the problems that we're having, and it's going to compound. It's going to get worse. And now, here I am thinking, yeah, I'm going to be 50 here coming up soon. Am I going to be able to see my team ever actually win anything? And my son laughs at me. My son laughs at me right now. My son's a Carolina fan. I can't even stop it. I mean, we live close to, you kind of get some coverage down here for it, but there's no way I could turn him on to watching the Jets. I try to get him every weekend. It's good. Come sit down and watch the game with me. No, who's playing? The Jets. Yeah. See,
Kevin,
that's what I'm talking about right there.
Kevin, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Keep rocking, man. The show's bomb.
Joe, it's funny. On Sunday, it was around, I guess, like 4:30. My phone rings. I'm like, oh, it's my dad. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I answer the phone. All I hear is laughing. I'm like, what the hell is so goddamn funny? I'm like, what could possibly be so funny? And he's just laughing and laughing. I'm like, Dad, is everything cool? He's like, the Dolphins? I'm like, you too? I'm like, even you're laughing at me now? I'm like, we got to the point now. My dad casually watches football, and my mom gets on the phone. She goes, your Jets suck. And they hang up on me. They don't even talk to me, Joe. They say, your Jets suck. They hang up. He did.
Hey, man.
They're disgusted for me.
Listen, man, I got the same. First, I want to thank Kev for calling in. I always love talking to him. I got the same thing just walking around. I have some Jets stuff that I have. Well, I have a Jets keychain as well, man. People seen that? The Dolphins? Are you kidding me? You guys are trash. All I could do was just, man, get out of my way. I just walked away, man. That's all you can do. This team is terrible.
The best thing is I teach kickboxing classes. I do some cardio kickboxing classes too on Monday nights. The poor women in the class, they're like, can you please not be so angry tonight? Your classes are getting so hard every Monday.
See, this is what I'm saying. Look at the effect that Adam Gase is having on everybody, man. You know what I mean? He's killing Sam. He's got you out there. You killing people in your class now. Come on, Chris. You gotta fire Adam Gase for the goodness, for the health of these people that are coming to that class. They just want to work out, have a good time. You got Tyson in there trying to kill these people.
The one lady's like, excuse me, sir. She goes, excuse me, sir. She goes, did your Jets lose again? Because I'm almost scared of you. I'm that bad? I'm like, God, man, damn. You're killing me.
Man, I'm telling you, this is all Adam Chris, for the love of goodness, man. Come on. Save these people in the cardio kickboxing classes.
I'm going to be losing a job pretty soon.
I'm serious. Dude, please. Come on. Even if you don't care about Sam, even if you don't care about the cardio kickboxing class and the people that are just coming in there trying to improve their life, Chris. For the love of goodness, man, fire Adam Gase, please. For cardio kickboxing, please.
We're going to go, because they're not fake-ass fans. They're just normal people. They're trying to survive right now.
Oh, my goodness, man. Unreal.
We're going to go to our good friend Dan in Howard Beach. Dan, what's up, man?
Good evening, fellow fake-ass Jets fans. How are you doing tonight?
We're just feeling fake, man. We're feeling very fake. We're feeling very fake this night.
Freaking Roberts is a freaking fake-ass corner. Calling us fake-ass. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. I chuckled. I was like, if this guy has time for that, why not have some extra time in the weight room or maybe study some tape on your wide receivers before they shower you with freaking yellow flags everywhere? Listen, this is craziness, man. This is out of this world. And, I want to share an experience I had yesterday. Around 4 p.m., I had an epiphany. I finally understood why our owner is so soft-spoken when he talks. It's because he has no balls. He has no backbone. He has no spine. Because to, A, continue employing Adam Gase after that horrible display on Sunday, and to keep Roberts, a guy that just insulted all of us Jet fans, slap on the wrist and say, oh, yeah, you're still our starter. But, just letting you know, I'm going to put Trumaine Johnson on IR if it's any consolation. We have no owner, nothing. The owner doesn't care about us, and that's sucks about this whole entire thing. And Tyson, I got to give it up to you. I watched that YouTube video on your rant. I loved every moment. The best part is that I had my kid sleeping on my chest, and I'm like, yeah, you're talking. You took the words right out of my mouth. The whole thing, I loved it. And look, not for nothing, I love Sam Darnold. We all share that same passion. Gase is running this dude right through the ground. He's killing him. He's murdering him. I mean, honestly, like on that interception, yes, we were going back and forth on Twitter or whatnot. Yes, he shouldn't have, but what else is this dude supposed to do? Look at that play. Did you see that play? One, he's rolling to his left. As a quarterback, you have to set up your body to throw. Two, the wide receivers are crashing into each other. 3, no blocking. 4, as a quarterback, dude, this is horrendous. Let me just throw it up, chuck it up. Let's see what happens. The hell with this. And then they're blaming it on Sam. Like, oh, you should have been throwing that. You should have thrown it. He has no choice. He has no leadership. Nothing. Look, I'm hoping that Joe Douglas has the nads to do what he needs to do at the end of the year. I don't know if what he did for Christopher Johnson.
It's not the Joe
Yeah,
Douglas.
exactly.
Adam Gase doesn't report this.
We don't have that structure.
But dude, the more telling play, the interception was terrible. That was terrible. To me, the more telling play was the safety. That was Mark Sanchez. That was Geno Smith.
Yep.
When the snap goes right past him and he doesn't even go after the football, he's like, "Hey man, I'm good. Like I'm just gonna let that just sit right there. I'm fine." That right there was the most telling play.
We're taking the persona of our head coach. Remember the persona that Rex had his first 2 years? We had that. It doesn't matter who's coming in this house. We might get blown out 30-3, but we're still going the next week. There's no quit. This dude quit. Like I have never seen. Rich Kotite never quit. As much as I never liked him as a head coach. I mean, he had that 10-6 season with Philly in 1990, but he never quit. You had players on that 96 team, even 95, 96. Wayne Corbett was going through a wall, even on all those losing streaks and everything. You had players there that they were going hard at all points, hauling ass. This whole entire team, even Adams has such fire. He quit. Yeah. Everybody's quitting. Yeah. Everybody. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is it's acceptable. That's the worst part.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for calling in. Look, when you're talking about the guys you brought up, they were motivators. You talk about Rex, he's a guy that was a player's coach. He would get everything out of those guys. Now, again, he had his issues. We have to let him go. But like you said, those guys would run through a wall for him, man. This guy's not a leader, though. He's not one of those guys. Adam Gase is not a leader of men. He's never been like that. It was one of his issues.
He's a manipulator.
Huge.
That's what he is.
Exactly.
He manipulates.
Huge issue that he had in Miami. Again, like you said, he's manipulated. He's divisive. He leads by division. That's why he fractured the locker room there. And we can see him do that here, too. So, yeah, he's no leader. That's why he shouldn't be a head coach here. And another thing that you're seeing, though, off of that is the sloppy plays, the undisciplined way that we're playing as well. What are your thoughts about all the penalties that we saw during that game from us, too?
And he blames it on the players. He deflects the blame. He has nothing, like no accountability. And how are the players are supposed to take accountability if their coach doesn't even do that? They don't even have that trait. There's no discipline whatsoever. You're going to have your over 100 yards in penalties every game. This is going to be a norm. Like whenever I read like Costello and all that, oh my God, we're already over like 100 yards in penalties. That's a reflection on your head coach. Straight up. We had these same conversations last year with Bowles. We thought it could never get worse than Bowles. Ding, 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 ding. Dude, I got the big teddy bear. I finally found someone who's worse than Bowles. It's googly eyes. I can't believe this. We hit it on the head, and it sucks. And I'm just hoping. There's so many good coaching candidates. I'm hoping that we can make that change, man. You got Rule, you got Harbaugh, you got McCarthy, you got a whole bunch of dudes that are established.
Hold on. You got to keep in mind, you want Rule McCarthy after turning him down last year for this clown? I mean, that's the problem. You alienated how
good luck.
Just went through a coaching search.
Tyson, money talks, man.
My bad.
Money talks.
Yeah.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Hold on a second.
Money talks. No free hugs there.
Hold on a second. You're right. There is no free. He wants to get paid. There ain't nothing free around McCarthy. But why exactly would he come here? There may be more attractive coaching jobs open coming this offseason. I know the Redskins job is open. He might want to go there. There's other places that are going to come open that are going to be more attractive than here, and we turned him down last year. So instead of coming in and working with Sam Darnold and him being fresh, he's now got to come in, not only work with Sam, but fix Sam. So
he does.
You're making his job double hard. What are you doing?
That's the big one.
There's no one. There's almost no coaches I can think of that's going to come in here and deal with what they're going to have to deal with, especially when you're dealing with a dumbass owner. Yeah. There's so many other places that you can go that won't be on top of you, like the media is going to be here because they're going to be expecting a guy. This entire fan base is rabid. We're waiting for something to happen. Dude, you can go somewhere else and not deal with any of this nonsense whatsoever.
Well, that's the caveat of having Joe Douglas. The guy has so many connections. That's the only good thing about having like a guy like this guy. It's not like having a McCagnon or an Idzig or a Tannenbaum or even a Bradway that they have no idea where their freaking elbow is from their ass. You have finally a GM that has those connections that maybe can persuade a McCarthy or something to come back here, maybe a Rule or something like that, or even a Harbaugh. Like, not for nothing. I mean, didn't he spend time with the Ravens a little bit with his brother, with John Harbaugh? There might be something there. I mean, again, money talks, man. I mean, you can throw out and dish out. What?
Jim Harbaugh's talking about?
Yeah. Why not?
He won with the 49ers with Kaepernick. He's a winning coach in the NFL.
He's a winning coach. Look what he did for Alex Smith. You want to talk about a broken quarterback, a completely destroyed one? What Singletary did to him on a Monday night, he destroyed him. And as immediately as Harbaugh went in, he just rectified the dude and made him a Pro Bowler. Imagine what he could do to Sam. But again, like you guys said, and we're all in unison, it all starts with Christopher Johnson. I thought I could never say this. Yo, bring Woody back. Bring Woody Johnson back.
Dan, thanks for calling in, man.
Have a great one, guys. Later. God bless.
You too. You know, Joe, and it's funny, Dan was one of the most positive fans. He would go at me all the time. You're too negative, you're a cynic, you're blah, blah, blah. Even he's broken. Like, the Jets and Adam Gase have broken the most positive, supportive fans they have.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to thank him for calling in. Like you said, I remember the night when Gase was hired, and I was telling people we've made a horrible decision, and he was one of the guys that called.
We got roasted.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, give him a chance, and I'm telling you, he's going to be. And look at him now. Everyone's come to the light about who Adam Gase really is. I knew it all along.
We're going to go to Lou in New Jersey. Lou, what's up, man?
Well, I can tell you what isn't. The Jets are not up. What a disgrace. Even losing to a schlub team like Miami. But you were saying that Gase is to blame. Where is Darnold fit in the blame of all this? Because you just can't blame it all on the coach. I mean, Darnold's responsible too. I mean, he is the quarterback. So, something he has to take the blame on. Or whether it's, I have mono, then I was seeing ghosts, et cetera, that's just a poor excuse. So, where does Darnold fit in all the blame in this?
So listen, Sam gets some blame too. He's not playing well at all. I mean, the team's not helping him. The offensive line's not helping him. The coach isn't helping him. But dude, he's also making some very poor decisions. The ball security is a concern. I mean, it's ugly, man. Like, every facet of this team is a problem. But Sam's not playing well, but he's also not getting any help.
No, he's not. And Bell hasn't been much help either. I had a high hopes.
But dude, I think Bell could be a lot of help. The Jets don't know how to use him. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can tell.
I want to thank you for calling in. Look, I hear you. Sam has made some decisions that are bad out there. But if you look at why a lot of these decisions are bad, it's because the game plan and the offensive strategy is bad. You just talked about it. You said, well, Bell's not been much help. It's because Adam Gase doesn't use him, and he doesn't know how to. That was one of the reasons why they wanted to get rid of him. He never wanted Bell in the first place. So you're telling me, you can recognize that Bell is a great offensive weapon. If you are neglecting to use one of your most explosive offensive weapons, what does that make you if you're an offensive guru? That makes you an offensive idiot. That's literally what that makes.
A baboon.
That's completely clueless. So, Look, like I said, I get Sam. Yes, he's made some mistakes, but let me tell you something. He is getting no help from this offensive coordinator. He is getting no help from this offensive line, and the scheme is completely terrible. But I want to get your thoughts on Gaze's issues with clock management, particularly in this game, and how he just let the clock just roll when we were down by 9.
Oh, his clock managing sucks. Believe me, he doesn't know how to take care of that. That is one of his biggest problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a mess, man. Like this is as bad as it gets. It's just. Lou, thanks for calling him, man. We appreciate it. He's not a man for many words, Joe. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's tough to keep the conversation going.
He's fed up, man. Yeah. You can tell he's fed up, dude. He can't even get it out. It's just everything's just so backed up in him having to deal with Adam Gase. He's sick of him, man. He's spitting what he can.
We're going to go to our good friend Steve. Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, what's up?
You tell me. What's up, man? How you feeling?
How am I feeling? I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling, Tyson. You really, really want to know how I'm feeling?
Yeah, I don't have much of a choice. You're on the phone, so I mean, if you don't tell us, it'd be kind of boring.
I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. I am pissed the hell off with this team. What kind of a coach during a game sits on his freaking ass on the bench when the game is going on? I'm thinking to myself, is Adam Gase cool with being 1-7 right now? We just lost to a goddamn Dolphins team. A Dolphins team that's in a rebuild. And the Dolphins basically played like it was just, I don't know what else to say. And it was the thing. When the Jets had some plays in the game that were good, we were blown off by penalties. There was one play in the game where Vincent Smith, and I'll give this kid Vincent Smith some credit, because he's actually playing some good football for us. He had one good play when Sam Darnold, I think, connected him for a 30-yard pass. That gets called back because I think it was our rookie offensive lineman gets called for illegal hands to the face. We were getting killed out there with goddamn penalties, for Christ. It was just, listen, Tyson, I'm just like you. I'm trying not to curse too. Listen, I want to curse so bad, but I know I can't, and I don't want to hurt your show tonight. It was just, God, I don't know what else to say. Please fire Adam Gase. Please fire Adam Gase. Please, guys, go
Steve,
ahead.
Now you're
talk.
But you're a diehard, passionate fan. After the Giant game, tickets will be ridiculously cheap. You could probably get lower level tickets, $30 or $40. Will you still try to go to games this season?
I mean, listen, I hate MetLife Stadium, but I would still go to support my team. I mean, I love my team no matter what happens. But, I mean, I would still go to just support my team, that's it. I wouldn't go to MetLife for anything else but for my Jets.
Hey, listen, and Steve, I want to thank you for calling in. Look, I hear you. But I'm so worried about this football team.
Joe, listen, I want to tell you something right now, and I was going to say this to you yesterday on Twitter. But, Joe, you are absolutely right. You were 100% right on the day that when we hired Adam Gase. And you know what, to this day, now listen, I wasn't crazy at first about it either, but I said back in January that I would give him a chance and see what happened. But now he's turned this team into a complete
I thought Steve liked the hire.
Yeah, well, listen, let's not talk about the past. Let's not talk about the past.
We got to ask Primetime. I'm almost sure Steve liked this hire. Joe?
Well, look, let's not talk about the past with Steve.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I want to listen to Joe.
Yeah.
No, but
he's talking.
I mean, Steve's been known to waffle. I think we got a waffle in the mix here, but I guess we'll let him slide. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, he liked the Gase hire because he was amongst the group. He was amongst the group that was criticizing. I'm pretty sure you did, because you were amongst the clown show that was ripping me and Joe for being negative and not so good about me and Joe didn't like gays, and you did. I'm almost positive that you did. So you're waffling right now. I'm pretty sure.
Listen, I don't remember Murph.
Now you don't remember.
Was the past.
You don't remember? We got to hold you accountable. So we're going to, not only are we holding Adam Gates accountable and Chris Johnson accountable, we're holding Steve accountable. Waffled. You like to hire, dude. You're just like the rest of you.
Oh my God. You serious?
Listen.
Let's go back to the tape. I can go back to the tape. Joe, like you always tell me, Joe, our shows are all recorded. We can always go back to them. Yeah. And we can go back to them.
Yeah. You're right. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really remember the situation. Steve calling in with some. Steve was calling in with some fire right now, and I want to stick to that because I love talking to Steve. He's always bringing the heat, man. I want to get your thoughts about this, Steve. I want to get your thoughts about the undisciplined players you're seeing out there, man. Guys are getting penalties left and right. How are you feeling about that?
Pisses me the hell off when they're getting these penalties. Sometimes it's not even the turnovers that hurt you in football games. It's the penalties. The Jets were making stupid-ass penalties in that game. It was just stupid-ass penalties in that game. And you know what? I would like to give Darryl Roberts a smack in the face from what he said on Twitter after the game on Sunday. I would give Darryl Roberts a smack in the face.
He would whoop your ass. You wouldn't do. You know what you would do, Steve? You'd walk up to him. You see Darryl Roberts. You know what you would do? You'd be like, "Excuse me, Darryl, can I get your autograph real quick?" Don't even try to get all internet tough on this show because nobody's buying it.
No,
you know what? Hey, listen,
Darryl Roberts cost us the game.
If Steve
Adam Gates cost us the game. Steve's out of his mind.
If Steve ran up behind him, he might have a chance. We all know Darryl Roberts is
for
not
a high
his
five. He's like, "Yo, man, can I get an autograph real quick, man? My favorite player. Can I get an autograph real quick, Darryl? Come on."
Oh, Jesus.
Internet tough guy. Man. You're part of the problem, Steve. You waffled and you're internet tough guy. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it.
I'm not waffling right now. Now Adam Gates is the one who's the big waffle, not me.
Yeah, that's your coach, man. That's you. You're part of the problem. You brought us this coach. You like this hire. You and Manish, both you guys.
I didn't bring no coach to this team. Oh, come on.
Come on. I'm pretty sure you probably have an Adam Gates T-shirt in your drawer somewhere.
Joe's a fan.
You probably have some Adam Gates T-shirt. I guarantee you do.
Prime Time is a fan. I didn't bring Adam Gates to this team.
You're a fake-ass fan.
I'm a fake-ass fan.
Yeah, that's why Darryl Roberts called you out, man. Darryl Roberts is right, man. You are a fake-ass fan.
I ain't no fake-ass fan. Shut up.
Come on, man. Steve is just
Darryl Roberts got one right, at least.
Man. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Joe,
We're just attacking Steve. We're just attacking Steve tonight, man. Look, this guy calls in on a weekly basis, just trying to spread his knowledge, dude, and here you are attacking this dude, calling him a fake-ass fan. He calls into this show on a weekly basis, dude. Internet tough guy, all this stuff that you're throwing at this dude right now, it's not necessary, man. This guy's just calling in to bring his takes. I don't remember.
He's doing this so he can get ratings for the show. He's doing this to get ratings
I got news for you.
That's what he's doing.
You don't need ratings, Joe. You kill our ratings. I have to offset your negativity with positivity. I'm trying to save the show, Steve.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Steve loves Adam Gates. It's amazing. I cannot believe we got to this point. This is amazing.
No, I never said Adam Gates was amazing. I'll go back to that show in January, and I'll see what I said.
Primetime's already got the audio. So
I will say this. I will bet you that I didn't say that back in January when I said I liked the Adam Gates hiring.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend. We already have the audio
about it.
You love the hire. We have the audio, Steve. So be careful on the water you're treading right now. Your ship is sinking. It's fine.
That's fine. I'll go back and I'll listen to it.
Take your time. Listen slowly to make sure you hear it clearly, because it's going to be very bad evidence.
Yeah,
it's
man. Just I don't know what else to say. Yep. As the season goes on, I just want Adam Gase out.
Baby, bye. Steve,
have a good night.
The way you've done.
Good night.
Man. Good night, Steve. Man, the way you did Steve tonight was wrong, dude. This was all jacked up. Come on. First off, I want to thank Steve for calling in. Come on, man. You call him an internet tough guy. All this. Come on, man. And then a fake ass fan that ended. Come on, man. He didn't deserve that, man. I don't remember that stuff. I don't remember that stuff for him and Gaze. I don't know if he liked the hire or not.
Don't even lie to me, man. I know you're laughing.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Don't even lie to me.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Let's just let Steve live, man. He's trying his best.
I know damn sure Prime's laughing his ass off right now. I'm literally in tears. Jesus Christ.
Come on, man. That fake ass fan. Damn. Steve went out like that, man. Damn.
He got knocked. That
was tough.
I was Corey Anderson. He was Johnny Walker. That's how that went down.
Woo. Man, that was tough. Steve brings it on a weekly basis, man. He's just got to deal with you, man. Wow.
You got to sit this one out. We're gonna go to Zach. We're gonna go to Zach in Queens. Zach, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Well, we got a bona fide mess on our hands, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see what's going on now with this team. But I just wanted to call in and ask you guys, what do you think? What do you expect of the Jets for the rest of the season? And do you think that Gase will be fired before or after the season?
The rest of the season, I don't expect anything, man. We can't even beat the Dolphins. And now it's like week by week, the injuries are piling up, which is ridiculous. I don't expect anything. I mean, the only thing I worry about, to be honest with you, is the Jets find a way to beat the Giants, Bengals, and Redskins. And they say, hey, look, we finished the season strong. We beat these teams. Or maybe the Dolphins. They can end the season 5-11 and say, hey, listen, of our last 8 games, we won 4 of them. And that'll be ridiculous. That is the only thing I'm truly worried about. I mean, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, first off, I want to thank the caller for calling in. I don't expect anything. I think there's more losses coming. You do have a valid point there, Ty, but I think the thing that I'm worried about the most is the locker room fracturing. Because let me tell you something, there's going to be finger pointing. We saw it already start to happen. I mean, you got Brian Winters screaming at Sam Darnold on the field, and you have to get Harrison in between them. Like, what does Brian Winters even do screaming at anybody? You've been trashed this entire season, and you're screaming at Darnold. This is live. All that, the emotions are building up. The anger is building up. This team is losing. It could cut into cliques in the locker room. We all know that Adam Gase is no leader. He's not a guy that's going to stop that either. We have to worry about him fracturing the locker room his damn self. So that's what I'm worried about the most, is that once the losing continues to pile up and the L's keep coming, that, the locker room is going to splinter, turn into cliques, and then we'll have more issues. Because then you got to get rid of more guys, no matter how talented they are, because they just aren't going to buy in, or they have a clique, or you got a team that's just divided. So, man, I don't get it. I don't know what he's being kept around for. I think that Gase should be fired in this season. He should be fired right now. As we're speaking on our fake-ass show, talking to all these other fake-ass fans, he needs to get his fake ass out of here. He should be gone immediately, period. Do I think he'll be fired during the season? Probably not. Not with Chris Johnson. He'll probably be fired either after the season, or they'll try to find some way, and I fear this, because I've talked about this multiple times. They'll probably give him a year 2. They'll give him another year, and we'll be worse off.
I'm telling you, this team is not going to be anywhere where they want to be for the next 2-3 years at least, maybe even 4.
Yep.
They're gonna let Gase run this place. I'm telling you, because if you think about it, Christopher Johnson's not just going to get rid of Adam Gase. Like, it'd be, first of all, it'd be an embarrassment to him. Second of all, he doesn't know what to tell fans. It's an embarrassment, that in itself. And third, he's a mess. The whole team's a mess. Nobody wants to be on the Jets. It's pretty clear. Like Jamal Adams telling you, oh, I don't want to get traded. I only care about Jets. Listen, he's going to tell you that, because if he doesn't tell you that, then he's not being true with you. At the end of the day, it's all about the money for these guys. They're not going to tell you that straight out. It's all about the money, because for a guy like Jamal, you don't think he wants to go home to Dallas? Of course he wants to go home to Dallas. That's his hometown, So I just think that for people to say that, the Jets are, going to be fine within the next year or two, I think they're nuts. I think that this team is going to have Adam Gase running the show for the next at least 2 years. Or the next year at least, per se. But this team is just, no one's going to want to watch this team for the next year or two. It's unbelievable.
If he comes back next year, it's going to set us back 3 years. Because now you figure it's another free agent class. Then the next coach that comes in is going to want to bring in his own players with his own system. The trickle down is crazy. That's why you got to address it now. You start identifying. You change your coach today, tomorrow afternoon, and start trying to regroup from this colossal mistake. That's what a competent owner should do.
I agree 100%, but you have to understand that a guy like Christopher Johnson, he has this. He must have some mindset because any other GM by now would have gotten rid of Gase. Anybody would have gotten rid of him.
But here's the problem. In years past, say with Todd Bowles, there's a lot of reasons why. Like, all right, you gotta ride it out and things like this. This is a colossal mistake. Like, you're watching your franchise quarterback regress. The team is quitting. You're losing game after game by double digits. Penalties, unprepared. I mean, it's just, there's no way possible that he could sit there and say, you know what, this is okay. When the media's roasting you, the fans are getting ready to put up billboards and banners. I mean, dude, this is a nightmare. How could he not recognize this?
It's just, it was a mistake hiring. First of all, that's number one. Number two, I mean, you can't really once the decision was made and once Gates was hired. I mean, everything went downhill, and you can't. There's no way they're gonna. Trust me, if they were gonna fire Adam Gase, they would have done it already. And any other GM would have done it. The fact that he hasn't fired Adam Gase, it's already week 8, week 9. It's already week 9. This locker room does not support. They don't care. There's no passion. It's not even the fact that they haven't even won a game or whatever it is. The fact is that this team. It's not that they're not winning games. That in itself is an issue. But they're not playing for Gase. They're playing for their jobs. They're also a team that didn't even want to win. I mean, come on, like that. If that doesn't show you something, then it's just amazing how this guy is running the team. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And to think that this team is going to be better in the next year or two. You're lying to yourself. It's just, where is the hope? I don't see any hope. Darnold's getting worse. I mean, the stuff he's saying, he's literally saying, oh, Adam Gase is one of the best coaches. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Like, this guy has, I don't know if he's got mono. I mean, like, everywhere I go, they say, describe the Jets' word in one season. You know what everybody says to me? They say mono.
Yeah, I mean, Zach, thanks for calling it, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Joe, the only thing that made me a little disturbing to me was that, Sam Darnold's press conference, he started saying some of the same things as Adam Gase, and I hope to living hell this is not Adam Gase telling him what to say. Like, I hope we're not to that point where that coach is so friggin' insecure and paranoid, he's telling players what to say now.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to thank the last caller for calling in. It was great to speak to him. I mean, it could be. Honestly, I mean, Sam is a 22-year-old kid. When they first asked him, just about Gase, he met with Gase, he was excited. But, of course, he doesn't know, Gase's whole background, the way that things move with Adam Gase. This is a young kid out here trying to do whatever he can at this next level to win. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gase was feeding him stuff, or it wouldn't surprise me if there was just like a corporate line of how he would answer questions. But let me tell you something. I really feel for Sam, because he is being put in a situation that he shouldn't be put in. He should have better coaching. He's been piss poorly coached since we drafted him, and it's just been unreal how we've handled him, we've historically fumbled the QB situation, but this is just completely ridiculous, and he deserves better, and we need to make sure that he gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's so, like, you think about the big picture. But the thing is, you look at the big picture with this team, and you look at Sam Darnold, that he's so young. He's, 22 years old, in the huge media market. He had the whole ghost thing. He had the mono thing. The level of embarrassment what he's endured so far through the half of the season is incredible.
Yep.
And now it's like slowly but surely the fans are starting to turn on him because now they're like, all right, we know Adam Gase sucks and this and that, but now it's like things are out of his, like things that he's doing, like these bad interceptions or not throwing the ball away or taking a sack, whatever it is. Now fans are like, dude, you suck. And it's like, dude, it's hard to be so critical of him when you look at all he's endured in only this limited amount of games, and he's only 22. But then it's like, all right, you see all this, you got to find a way to save him, and don't let him walk off the field demoralized every week.
Exactly, and Adam Gase does not have that ability. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a fake-ass fan. I mean, but if you watch this, Adam Gase is not going to stop any of that from happening. Like you said, the mono stuff, the IC ghost, the embarrassment, the losses for Sam, I think is really, Sam's a guy that he wants to be a winner as well. I know Adams is a guy that talks about it all the time. Winning is not, losing, is not in his DNA. It's not in Sam's either. Sam wants to go out there and win. He wants to put his best foot forward. He wants to be successful. That's just how he is, But, man, the IC Go stuff, the embarrassment, the media that's on top of him, not just that, though, Ty, the physical beating that he has taken. I don't think I've ever seen Sam get hit as much as he's gotten hit this season. And, not just hit, but the impacts of the hits. Like, this dude is he's getting his head taken off. It's like he a damn running back out there. Like, he is getting hit by backers. He is getting hit by guys, ends. He's getting hit by tackles. He is getting hit by free blitzers coming off the edge. Anybody that wants to take a shot at Sam Darnold, it's easy. He can't even depend on his offensive line to stop a three-man front. Imagine how afraid you would feel if you look over and they're not even bringing a blitz and you're not even confident that the guys in front of you can block three random-ass Dolphins linemen. Wow. Dude. And then you got to, come on, man. Like, look, I understand fans that are looking at him and think that he should just be Superman because he's a quarterback and he should just find a way to will this team to a win. But, dude, you cannot drag all of this to a W. You can't do it. Not on a weekly basis. You just can't. There's too much dysfunction on this team.
Dude, the Jets are 3 or 4 bad losses away from this fan base being like, you know what? We're gonna have a top 3 pick, draft a quarterback. You can see it coming, dude. But that's what I'm saying. This is like the Jets. This is what ownership has to realize. Like, you have a franchise quarterback that's just battered and bruised and beaten, and now you're gonna trot him through 8 more games with an incompetent coaching staff to the point where you're gonna have a top 3 pick, and people are saying, you know what? We should draft a quarterback with that pick. And then you have an enormous nightmare situation.
Yep, and what's crazy? Let's say that would be, to me, that would be ridiculous, especially if you're not fired Adam Gase. That'd be completely ridiculous. But even if you did that, it wouldn't even matter because the next quarterback that would come in would deal with the exact same crap that we're looking at right now. Yep. And then what would people say? Now you're completely you're in you want to talk about it'd be a bigger dumpster fire because now you're just blowing draft picks and come on, you got to fire Adam Gase. To alleviate all this stuff, you just got to get rid of him. You get rid of him and you get a competent head coach, and it lets you know where you're at. I feel like we're in the same situation we were with Todd Bowles. Remember we were talking about how Todd Bowles' coaching affected how we even evaluated players because we didn't know who was good or who was bad because he was such an ass head coach. He was so bad. He was so bad at everything that he was supposed to be doing. We couldn't figure out if certain guys were talented or if they weren't because of his scheme. It was so bad. It's the same thing with Adam Gase. We watched the guy in Sam Darnold last year have, flash after flash after flash, late comebacks in games. How many times did he have that? He was running outside the pocket. He was throwing from outside the pocket. He was moving the chains. He was getting first downs. He was throwing dimes. I'm talking dimes. Every single throw you want to see this kid make in the NFL, he was making last year. Comes into this year, he looks like he has no damn clue of what he's doing at all. And he is getting hit left and right. He's just throwing balls up for grabs. He looks careless. His mechanics are horrid. I don't know what to say, man. Fire Adam Gase.
We're going to go to our good friend, Justin. Justin, what's up, man?
Oh, my. What's up, fellas?
This team's a mess, man.
It's horrible. Let's call it what it is. I mean, Adam Gase is literally serving no purpose here. Now we got this puppet is calling. I thought we were calling Todd Bowles a puppet. This is the worst coach I've ever seen. I haven't been alive for the coach Kane days, but this guy's the worst. I mean, I've never seen a coach this bad in my life. Now he's telling Darnold what to say at his press conference. I mean, this guy is horrible. Let's get this guy out of town, please.
Yeah. And Justin, listen, I want to thank you for calling in, man. You're spitting fire, and I'm right there with you. This guy needs to go. But what I'm worried about, is that they're going to keep him throughout the season, and then there's going to be more issues. God. I think the locker room is going to fracture. Justin, how long do you think it'll be before the finger pointing starts in the locker room, and then you'll have issues there between the players?
Let's call it what it is. The finger pointing is already starting. I mean, let's call it what it is. It serves no purpose for keeping Adam Gase. Let's give Greg Williams a shot. I mean, enough is enough. He lost the locker room. I hate to say it right now. This is just maybe, I don't even know how to say this. This may be even the start of the drama, which is just mind-blowing at this point, because I think sooner or later we're going to start hearing, we're going to have to draft a quarterback. Just wait until if we lose these next two games versus the Giants and the Redskins, you can't even evaluate Sam's progression or digression. You don't even know where he's at right now. That's the issue. That's one of the biggest things I got going forward for the rest of the season to look forward to. And now I don't even know if I'm going to look forward to that because he may get killed with this offensive line.
Now, Justin, you love going to games and doing all this stuff. Will you still go to games the rest of this year?
Yeah. I mean, I said I talk to my teacher all the time. My teacher is a Jet fan, actually. Today we actually listened to Jay's rant in class. It's a joke, but yeah, I'll definitely. I don't know Jet fan is being a disease. I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, I'm just gonna do what I usually do. Yeah, I'll be at games. Hey, at least the tickets will be cheap. So.
Now, and do you expect the ownership to at some point address the fans? I mean, Chris Johnson seems like he's hiding right now. Do you think he owes it to the fans to make some kind of speech or statement?
To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell him and Woody, they have no clue what they're doing. They never have a clue what they're doing. Do they owe the fans? I don't really know what they owe the fans right now, to tell you the truth, because they come out and say something, the fans are going to be like, they shouldn't have said anything. If they don't say anything, the fans right now, I don't think that there's no making them happy right now, I'll tell you the truth. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, are they going to come out and have a press conference? Who the hell knows? If the press conference should have happened Monday after they got their asses handed them to the Dolphins. He should have been like, "Yo, Adam Gase, here's your pink slip. Goodbye. Have a nice night. I'll ship your stuff to the airport." Should have left him in Miami. I mean, so I really don't know the answer to that question. We're just going to have to wait and see for that one.
Yeah. I don't think Chris Johnson will do it. I think he'll try to, hide it out, see how it goes, and if he can keep Gase, I think he will. That's exactly what I think he's going to do. But I want to get your thoughts on this, Justin. What are your thoughts on Darryl Roberts and his comments about all these fake-ass Jets fans that are out here and the fact that he wasn't cut?
I don't really think. I think it's just a whole overreaction with the situation. I don't really think too much into that.
Overreaction? Honestly. He insulted the fans on social media. It's not a good look for anybody.
I mean, he is kind of right. I mean, what he says. I mean,
what?
He's not wrong.
Right?
Half and half.
How
he's not wrong.
Fake? How is Jeff fans fake?
I mean, you're talking about boys blowing up T-shirts and whatever he's doing, flying things out. Is that considered fake? Who knows?
So wait, he's playing a game in Miami. He's playing a game in Miami, and Jet fans flew down there and spent their money to go down there and see them down there. And you're calling them fake?
I don't know about that. The Jets. One, I think that's overreaction because Jet fans always pick out that Miami game. So I mean, the tickets were already bought for that game. So I think it's a little bit of an overreaction, but.
What? You're defending Darryl Roberts now?
I'm not defending him. I'm not saying he's 100% wrong. I'm not defending him by any means, but he's not. I understand both sides of the story. I don't think it's not really a problem. Darryl Roberts is not a number one cornerback. That's part of the issue we have. We don't have any cornerbacks on the roster. He shouldn't be playing number one cornerback.
He shouldn't be talking trash to the fans. He should shut his mouth and play the game.
He was getting cooked when he was a number 2 cornerback too. You not remember the first game where Beasley and John Brown were cooking him? He wasn't our number 1 cornerback then. He's been getting beat all season, whether you play number 2, 1, or number 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter.
I mean, let's not get out of hand, though. Darryl Roberts has always been a decent rotational player. I'm not saying he's all that great, but what he's saying is not 100% true, but it's all 100% false either. I mean, it is what it is. These comments, people are going to say comments, and this is how it is. When you start losing, this is how it goes down.
Jesus Christ. What was it? My goodness. Yeah, Joe.
I mean, let's talk about Jamal. Jamal's comments bother me more than Darryl Roberts does. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Do what? What?
Jamal Adams, he's supposed to be the cornerstone franchise, and the guy's saying he wants to come home. All right, you can go kick rocks. If you don't want to be a Jet, goodbye. I mean, people defend it. You can see it already. The guy loses 2 more games versus the Giants and Redskins, and he's going to tuck it in, and who knows what the guy's going to be saying. Let's call it what it is.
Oh, Justin, man, I love talking to you on a weekly basis. Look, I don't agree with you as far as the Robert stuff. You cannot be attacking fans on social media and call them fake ass fans. Listen, these people pay their hard-earned money to come out and watch you get cooked on a weekly basis.
Different? What world are we living in right now? What is going on right now? Like, I'm trying to comprehend what the hell just happened here.
Dude,
like, I'm lost.
I was gonna move on from that, but
Jesus Christ.
Listen, let's move away from that. Let's talk about Greg Williams, okay, Justin? What are your thoughts about Greg Williams' lack of adjustments defensively? Him just leaving Burgess on the Dolphins tight end all night to get posted as well.
I'm going to tell you right now that Greg Williams' worst game was obviously that game. Greg Burgess, I mean, honestly, I can't really blame him because we literally have no one at linebacker. But, I mean, come on, he should at least make some adjustments. But, honestly, Greg Williams has done an excellent job with the defense, given the pieces.
An excellent
job?
An excellent
the defense kept us in every game.
Lit him up.
What you're talking about. Let's not get out of hand now. The defense has done.
Jesus
it hasn't been great, but the defense has kept us in every game. Nope, don't give me this nonsense. The offense has been abysmal in every game. Nope, the defense has not been bad. It hasn't been A+, but the defense.
Christ, we need higher standards around here. This is freaking ridiculous now.
We're not talking about the Miami game. That was
lit up by the Jaguars. We're getting lit up by everybody. Excellent job. Jesus Christ, man.
The offense
no standards now?
What are you talking about? When the offense can't move the ball and get a first down, it makes the defense has not been that bad.
I expect Minshew to not light us up when he only has friggin' one receiver, for Christ's sake.
I mean, the offense can't move the ball. The defense
Leonard Fournette almost went untouched, for Christ's sake. How many yards did he go?
The defense is not the major issue on this team.
Oh, my God. I give up. Now the defense isn't a problem. They can't stop anybody. Brian Fitzpatrick forced them like they were
stop
nothing.
Anyone. They kept us in almost every single game this year.
They did what?
The defense hasn't been good because they have no pass rush, but I mean the defense has kept us. The offense has been that bad.
They kept us in every game.
I don't think you realize how bad
they almost took the Cowboy game away too. They almost took the Cowboy game away, like they choked away the Bills game. Choke artist. Give me a break.
The defense, but they're talking about.
They're so great. They can't do anything. Oh, my God.
Let's not get out of hand.
Jesus
the defense is not the
major issue. But let's reward this great defense for a 1-7 team. They're doing a great job. Give them all raises.
We're not rewarding anyone 1-7. That's why Jamal Adams should shut his damn mouth and just play the damn game and stop want to get a contract extension. Dude, you're 1-7. Anyone freaking up for trade.
Contract extension.
Yeah, he's doing one in December. Hello, what do you think he's chirping? Hello.
Jeff, do you think that was about a contract extension?
The dude wants the money. They all want the money. This is not rocket science. Come home, pay me. Whoever will give me the contract extension. He wants money. They all do.
What world is this? Did somebody put me in the moon? Am I on the moon right now? What just happened? Justin, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. I don't know what to say, Joe. I can't take it anymore. 2.5 hours. I don't know what the hell just happened. I really don't know idea. I just don't understand. This is good. We've come full circle. Jesus Christ. My God.
Oh my God.
What happened? I don't understand what happened. Like, our calls were so good. We had 2 hours of great calls. And that was an absolute dud. Jeez, it was just horrendous.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
He thinks all of that was about contract extension. Oh my goodness.
He agreed with Dow Roberts. How does he agree with Dow Roberts? How is that even humanly possible? Dow Roberts is actually insulting him, and he doesn't even realize it. Like, I don't understand how that happens. Well, I don't know. I'm exhausted. As we wrap things up here, bunch of things. First of all, Instagram and Twitter at Talk Jets Radio, YouTube Let's Talk Jets Radio. Please subscribe. This is ridiculous.
He agreed with Roberts, man.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I'm exhausted. This team is exhausting me. The show is exhausting me. I don't know what to do. We want to thank all the callers that call in. We want to thank everybody that interacts with us on especially on Twitter. Our account's completely crazy. We definitely appreciate all the listens and support, especially during this ridiculously terrible time. We're back Friday night, 8 o'clock, talking Jets Giants, which is just truly must-listen radio. So, Joe,
oh my goodness,
it's your time to shine, man.
Yes, listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote our Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Like that page, our content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message us. We'll message you right back. We love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also leave some feedback. We love hearing about what you folks think we do here on Let's Talk Jets Radio. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge. I will troll you right back, and I will have my Darnold jersey on. Hope he survives through the season. I'm also on YouTube as well at YoungJ00. That's 2 zeros on YouTube, 3 on Twitter. I do videos about. I'm a fake ass fan, man. I'll do fake ass videos too about these fake ass Jets. You agree with Daryl Roberts? Wow. So you can come over and give me a fake ass subscribe, and we can go back and forth. I'll fake ass troll you, all right? So go ahead and do that. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open. Listen, man. Just listen. You agree with Roberts? Listen. The hugs are free, man. They're not fake either. These are real hugs, okay? Ain't no fake-ass hugs around here. These are all real, okay? Don't listen to anybody else. When you folks see me in person, it is arms out, chest open. Free hugs for everyone. I want to thank everyone for listening and calling in. Without you folks, we are absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen and call into the show. You folks are the absolute best. We're just a bunch of fake-ass fans just trying to do our thing.
We'll be back. We'll be back Friday night. Jets Giants. This is going to be some scintillating radio. How could you not be excited about this one? So Friday night, 8 o'clock. Talk to you then. Enjoy the rest of your week. And that is it. Thank God this is over. I can't find the button. What else?